But our lobbyists are the reason why we have gathered today, why we have gathered this hour. Yes, so we have witnessed what they have done for the past 17 months. Yeah, we've seen years of advocacy. We have seen decades of suffering that has finally been acknowledged by the world most powerful nation, United States of America, because of America. Guns are blazing. That word, those three words have sent the shockwaves through the Nigerian terrorist financing network. Yeah. So how those three words cause absolute panic, which we have seen, all of them, they are panicking, including Gumi, all of them, they are panicking. Yeah, so we are going to look at how those three words have brought panic among those that have, killed Biafrans, killed Christians in Nigeria, and how those three wars have exposed an entire rotten infrastructure of terrorism financing that has operated with impunity for a very long time. Yeah. So, we saw what happened the last weekend, the CPC designation, the Trump military threat, and the Pentagon preparing for action. They are ever ready. So this is the direct result of Briggy lobbying firm and their efforts. Yes, because we went for the best and we are so proud of them. So we've seen while other groups are now jumping up to claim credit, we've seen politicians who have remained silent during the massacre. They are now pretending to love Biafrans. We've seen them coming out. We've also seen Nigeria officials that are scrambling to deny the reality. Yeah, it was Briggy and Briggy alone that had the courage, that also have the strategies to tell the international communities what exactly is happening to Christians in Nigeria without mixing words. There was no atom of lie in their report, and they used professional approach to bring these issues to the United States Congress, and they're still doing it till date. And if you go to the United Department of Defense, you've seen that now they have updated their website and they've added Nigeria as a country of a particular concern. Nigeria has been added, and nobody can erase that until Biafra is restored. So I want to just a little recap, read the exact word that President Trump posted on his Truth social platform on Saturday. That Saturday was November 1st. And we started the new month, no, November 1st, with a breakthrough. And the breakthrough meets each and every one of us this month as Donald Trump opened this new month for us with a breakthrough that we have been waiting for. May all our heart desire be fruitful in our life this month and always. In Jesus' name I pray. I am a Christian. He say, amen, amen, amen. Yes. Words that have caused the former Nigerian military detectors to panic. They are really panicking. These wars have also caused terrorist financiers to scramble. Yes, so to hide their assets. They are beginning to hide. They don't know what to do. And they're beginning to flee and leave Nigeria. But no way for them. These are the wars that have caused neighboring countries like Chad, we are going to look at it later, to immediately close their borders with Nigeria because they don't want the terrorists to come back and infiltrate them, even though they came from there. These are the words that have exposed the entire corrupt system of Nigeria. That was what you listened to in the last video that I played. I will still replay it again. It says, if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country. We are going to dwell that more later. Guns are blazing to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these terrible atrocities. I'm quoting him. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious and sweet, just like the terrorist dogs attacked our cherished Christians. Warning, the Nigerian government better move fast. So this is where I got the topic from, and we have a lot to talk. Using this concept, we really have to dwell in it. So Trump called Nigeria now disgraced country. Yeah, he's no more calling them our partners, nothing like that. No sweet words again. No more our ally. No, no, no. You see, he heard the name a disgraced country. And that language, Trump is very, very intentional. He will hit you and it will reach your bone marrow. That language has diplomatic and operational meaning. If you really think, why would someone that used to call you ally, but now all of a sudden now call you a disgraced country? Yes, it's deeper. If Nigerians have brain, they should sit back and reflect on that. Because when the president of the United States publicly disgraces another nation, he is giving a signal that normal diplomatic ties are no longer applicable. Yes, so it's no longer applicable. And I'm just giving a recap of what we are going to dwell this night on. And then we saw the response, the rapid response from the Defense Secretary, Pete, because this confirms that President Trump's trade is not just a carnal trait? No. Because within hours of his post, the secretary, Pate, responded quickly and by saying, yes, sir. Hey, I was even waiting to hear from you. The killing of innocent Christians in Nigeria and anywhere must end immediately. The Department of War is preparing for action. Either the Nigerian government protects Christians or we will kill the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. That is the United States Secretary of Defense publicly confirming operational planning. Yes, that's it. Is there in the public? You can also go and check in his handle. Hey, I'm not making it up, so I'm quoting him directly. Because that is a military officer confirming that the Pentagon is developing this target list. Yes, so positioning their assets and preparing for the last command. Bam, go. And they are ready. Yes. So, and then what did we see on November 2nd, which was Sunday? Abroad Air Force One. President Trump went even further when reporters asked him directly if he will put American boots on ground in Nigeria, and he responded, could be, could be. And when asked about airstrike, Trump said, could be. Hey, they are killing the Christians and killing them in very large numbers. We are not going to allow that to happen. I am quoting him directly so that Biafrans that have been sitting on the fence will know that we have gone a very long way. And the only thing that will continue to catapult us is our Eje and our Ejema. So that is why I'm just giving this overview for us to know the area we'll be discussing this evening. So when people are dragging the glory and the victory, I want them to know that Briggy is not some informal group making noise on Twitter. No. Briggy is not a diaspora organization holding press conference without substance and without plan. No. Briggy is not politicians in Nigeria who suddenly remember that Biafran life matters when election approaches. No, that is not who Briggy is. Briggy is the only Biafran entity legally registered with the United States Department of Justice under the Foreign Agents Registration Act, FARA. And you can go and see that from the document that our Briggy went into alliance. We will deliberate on that later. And it was filed on June 15, 2024. So that makes Briggy the sole legitimate and legally recognized representative of Biafran interest in the United States of America. Not Accountability CLC, not USB Charger, not a World Igbo Congress, no. Not Bruce Fenn, no. It is only Briggy. And we have a lobbying firm, Moran Global Strategies, which is led by the former United States Congressman, James Moran. We already know, I'm just giving this overview for those who may join us for the first time to have a brief overview or in-depth or knowledge about what we are talking about with Briggy and Moran Global, that they are our lobbyists, yes. And they are doing exceptionally well to take Biafrans to this level that we are now. And through them, we have organized congressional briefing, and we have submitted extensive documentations of atrocities. We have arranged testimonies. We have prepared questions for congressional hearings, standing by. Yes, so we have done everything that we are supposed to do that has aligned with the U.S. policy. And who helped us to do that? Briggy and our lobbyists. And now, 17 months after we began this work, 5 months after the pivotal congressional hearing that Bishop Bishop of Macaulay Diocese was there, we are seeing results that even we could hardly have imagined that we will reach this level today. Because Trump has ordered the Pentagon to prepare for possible action and warn of cutting aid if Nigeria does not stop the killing of Christians. So tonight we ask, does this really shock the money and weapon supply line of terrorists? The answer is yes, because they are panicking. So let's quickly look at what we'll be talking about before I give the mic to my co-host to greet the house. So in the next few hours, we are going to look at a please follow the pattern, please, because we are going to take it one at a time. Please, let's follow the pattern so that we don't keep on repeating the same thing over and over again. It will be boring. We are going to look at the first part, Trump's declaration and the previous strategies role in achieving this designation, why terrorist financiers are panicking, and why this represents a potential collapse of the Usman Dan Fodio conquest. And in the next part, we are going to look at the terror financing network that has been exposed. I came across a very good article and I just pray we should have time to deliberate on that. It is so in-depth and we really know the network of financing the terrorism, how it's really going on. We are going to see how billions of naira moved through Nigeria to fund Boko Haram, ISWAP and other groups. Our operational catalyst revelation is where I got the information from. We are going to look at that if time permits. I just pray it should permit. And then, if time permits, we are going to also look at why Chad have closed their borders and then what happened next. So let's see how it goes. And so right now, I will yield my mic and give it to my co-host to greet the house before we continue. So Biafra Liza Onyenyere, are you there, please?
Yeah, I am very much here. Good evening. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Our co-host, Madam Tutor, Kondo, thank you for hosting us tonight. Thank you, my also fellow co-hosts, for coming. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to all Biafrans that have gathered to preach this gospel of redemption. I just want you in a seconds to remember what our leader said to us. He said that we should that we should naked them and tear them pieces. We are here to tear Nigeria and tear whatsoever they are standing for. We are here to destroy them totally. So I want to thank every Biafran for coming. Please, if you have not shared this space, kindly share this space. It is very, very important that you must share this space. There is what we call division of labor. You have to do the one you need to do. Thank you very much for coming. I don't want to take much of our time because I will still have my time to give my submission. Thank you, every Biafran, for coming. Thank you. I yield my mic here.
Thank you so much, Onyenyere, one of Biafra. Uyaya Parawa, Ndokiden, are you there? Nsi.
Yes, so, yes, so, yes, so. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my people. Thank you very much, my co-host. Thank you, the host. Thank you, Twitter, for bringing us up together again. Thank you so very much for all you do it. I will not go into calling names, but I want to thank every one of us here because we made it possible. And then I want to say a very big thank you because if you don't tune in like this, it won't be interesting at all. But because you're tuning, make it possible for us to always gather here. I want to thank all the ministers. Biafra lies in Malaysia. Thank you for all the episodes. I love them. I love them. Keep making them go viral. We appreciate you. So all the ministers, thank you for coming. Senior citizens, thank you so very much too. We are here to make that noise for the world to hear what has been going on and what has been hidden for a very, very long time. So I will thank you so very much for tuning in. Let's roll it together. Let's make it a very, very interesting one. Thank you. Let me hit my mic here. My host, take it over from here. Like
about £20 a month. Okay, I take it off from here. Yeah. Yeah. Rage and fury. I'll take it off. It's you that taught us now. Take it off from me. Take it off from me. Yes, my people. So, this first part, we are going to,
All
you
this
know,
online thing, if they,
talk about
yeah,
our
this
lobbyists
online thing,
and
I don't know it.
the Briggy
I'm now in
strategy,
my late
how we
60s.
achieved this
So
history
what will
victory.
happen if you have it in
I just
form?
want to
You
remind
send me a
Biafrans
form
where we
and I will
started from
complete it.
and how
I don't know
important
how to
our
maneuver
Briggy
my
government
way.
is. And then I will remind Biafrans that we have already gone into alliance with the
Okay.
United States of America. We'll just have the recap on the document that our Mazi Elias submitted for benefit of doubt, the benefit of doubt for those who feel that we are joking. I want to let them know that we have gone far, that this race did not start today. I don't know about any other person, but what I have witnessed since 2019 that I joined this movement, I have always followed the right path, even though silently, and I'm still here till today. And nothing, when I said
Okay.
nothing,
You said it
absolutely
will take
nothing
one
can
or two
shift me
weeks,
from my goalpost. Nothing. We
14
have
days.
seen a lot of sabotage, and it has been a long journey for us to become a government, for us to have a government in the exile. So, for those of you that are just listening to us, you have been following the Biafran struggle for years. So many of us here, and then for decades, and then we have seen
All right.
countless groups
I
claiming to
didn't get your
represent
name, please.
Biafra. Why is this topic, why is this segment so
Can you
important?
spell
Because
that, please?
as I gave an overview, we have seen people jumping out
Yeah.
from where they've been hiding, coming to take glory for
Yeah.
what they know nothing about, coming to take glory for what they abandoned,
Oh, Shelley.
coming to take glory for what they mocked at. So we are not ready for
Oh,
that.
AY.
It is only Briggy. They mocked
Shelby.
us, they
Okay. Thank you
stampled,
so much.
they did everything they could, thinking they would deter Briggy. And here is Briggy
All right.
standing
Bye bye.
gidigba. Yeah. So that is why I said I must give the first segment of this space to our lobbyists and our Briggy. When I say Briggy, I mean all of us, including our cabinet members, everyone, our defense, everyone, de facto government. Yeah, because it is not easy. So Briggy took a fundamental different approach because we understood something that many others refused to accept. Yeah. So noise on social media does not change policy. It doesn't. Protest in the streets of Aba, Old Owerri, and all that does not influence decision in Washington, D.C. We've done that for so many years. So all that does not move. Instead, we expose ourselves to danger. Paying trillions does not move. What changes policy in Washington, D.C. is strategic and sustained professional lobbying backed by credible documentation and delivered through the proper diplomatic channel. That is what is changing policy in Washington, D.C. And that is what our lobbyists used to pierce through the heart and the walls of Washington, D.C. That's it. So, and that is what helps us to have a good relationship with the decision makers. Yes. So that is not something anybody can just wake up today and begin to, talk out of point. They are the ones that made this milestone to be achieved, this and that. No, it is Briggy. It is Briggy leadership that understood that this movement was absolutely necessary. Yeah, and they took the bold step, and we are where we are today. And in June 2024, Briggy was formally engaged foreign global strategies because I don't play with our lobbies. You were there when our lobbies addressed us last night. If you were not there, please go back and listen. Obong Mazelias addressed us, though it was late last night. You can go back and listen. Yeah. So I want to read directly from the FARA registration documents, which are public and also available to anyone at the U.S. Department of Justice. And I just want to, first of all, before I read that document, because we have forgotten that we have gone into alliance with US and we've given them, good conditions, good offer for them to choose. You understand? So I just want us to understand the objective. Why do we have lobbyists? Can you mute this?
No. I just wanted, just try to understand. There are ministers here that wanted to support what you're saying. Are you getting me? So I wanted you to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
But your mic is not clear.
Is it clear now?
Not really.
Is it clear now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. When you see a minister on the podium, you need to acknowledge that. Anyway,
I have done that already. I just started the space.
I know. I know.
Your line is not. Is a your mic. Are you using earpod?
Can you hear me again?
At least it's manageable.
I raised my hand.
Okay.
So, we have understood that there is something we're supposed to do. Right, you to me? Because most of our people are afraid of the coming of America in Biafra land and in Nigeria. We are here to encourage them that they should not have any fear of America coming into Nigeria or Biafra land. We should rather understand that this is a prayer answered, because we have been longing for an intervention from the international community, but today it is here. I want every Biafran to support the position of the United States of America, whether it is coming for American interest or it is coming for political interest. It is only those that understand the humanity that can come to save our people. It is only people that are us that can save Christians in Nigeria. I am sending this message to the Biafran people today that they should welcome the Biafran people must welcome the decision of America, United States of America, mission in Nigeria. Forget about what Ngozi Oronbese is doing. Ngozi Oronbese is nothing. Ngozi Oronbese is not in support of the Biafran freedom. Ngozi Oronbese is extending whatever we are doing to personal or to something sectional. Our people must chew up with Ogechukwu. At times they say people like us who study are here and the things are going like this. I can never be on the side of illegality. I am always on the side of the law. If you see me with Ogechukwu, know you that I am on the side of the law. I am on the side of the law. I am not telling you I'm on the side of truth because everybody has truth according to that. I am on the side of the law. It is the law that is coming to save Nigeria. It is the law that is coming to save Nigerian Christians. And it is law that saves America. It is also the law that saves this world. God is the God of justice. Sister, God bless you in secular tomorrow. Let nobody hear any spirit of periphery. Let us come together. Under this law, we must save our Prime Minister. Our Prime Minister must not be somebody that is argumentative or that is being, charmed. Never, never and never. Never and never. We are here under science and technology. I speak about the law. There is nothing that will make this government to bow to anything hanky-panky political Cambodia. But all of us know where we started. Ojukwu, Nnamdi Kanu, Ojukwu, Nwazirike, Nnamdi Kanu, Ramanatha, Ogechukwu Nkere. There is nothing like Ngozera Beze. Because Ngozera Beze is against our military men. Ngozera Beze is against what we're doing. Ngozera Beze is against legality. Ngozera Beze is illegal. Anybody from any tension that supports Ngozera Beze, it means that that person doesn't understand what he or she is doing. In this time, it means that that person does not understand what he is doing. It is not for us to salvage that person. I am telling you that there is nothing that Ngozera Beze can do. Let us support our government. A government, Biafra is not for one person. Unum personarum, unum interesa. There is nothing like Ngozi or Abeze. There is nothing like one person giving command. That is against the institution, that is against the people. Let Biafran people understand that this is the way. Thank you, Sister Tita, and sorry for taking your time, but I wanted our people to understand that we are here with our four legs. We are here with our four legs in unity with law. There is nothing that the enemy can do. This time is the time we're supposed to be clapping for our acting Prime Minister and be clapping for America that is here supporting us. Thank you. I use my mic.
Thank you very much, MID. Thank you for that submission. Fine, we understand you are a minister. My host, please. We'll say whatever they want to say when they have their time. Okay. Thank you very much. Let's moderate it well so we can have a fruitful space today. Okay. Thank you. My host.
I did hear. Thank you so much, my co-host. Thank you, MID. Yeah. So where did I stop? I wanted us to know the objective of our reggae lobbyist. As I said, this first segment we are going to give it to our lobbyist so that some of us that have forgotten why we contracted them and what they have done, we can, as human beings, we forget a lot. We can revive our brain and say, oh, these people are still working, they're still doing what we contracted them to do. They have not lost their focus. So one of the objectives was for them to represent the interests of the Biafra Republic government in exile before the United States government. And they advocate for international recognition of Biafra's right to self-determination under UN Charter. And they're still doing that till date. The second objective is for them to document and present comprehensive evidence of Christian persecution, indigenous peoples' oppression, and systematic human rights violation in Nigeria to relevant US government officials, lawmakers, and international media. Are they doing that today? The answer is yes. They are still following their objective. I just put up like 6. Maybe you can add your own when you pick the mic. And they're also there to promote the strategic narrative that an independent Biafra would serve as a close democratic ally of the United States. Are they doing that today? The answer is yes. Now, they are also there to highlight systematic human rights abuses, religious freedom violation, ethnic cleansing, and the increasing influence of Islamic fundamentalism within both the Nigerian government and the Nigerian society. Are they doing that today? The answer is yes. And they are also there to facilitate high-level meetings and strategic engagement with the members of the U.S. executive branch, U.S. Congress and Senate, and every other department. Are they doing that today? The answer is yes. They are also there to provide ongoing intelligence briefing. They did that yesterday when our and he has been doing that often. Yeah, provide victim testimony, strategic recommendations to the U.S. policymakers regarding security threats emanating from Nigeria. They are doing that. They are doing that. Every time they are doing that. They are not backing down. There is no time I would have played the meeting, introductory meeting that our PM had with them. So now, I want us now to look at this document which Briggy had a talk with the United States government over deals and they made it public. Who made this to be achievable? It is our lobbyists, Moran Global Strategies. Because a lot of people are saying, oh, it is time for us to have diplomatic relationship with US, all these groups that are jumping out now from their coven. But before they even take one step, we have taken 1,000 steps ahead. Just a recap, and I will try my best to explain for those that just join us that on July 15, if you go back to what I just listed out, which is one of the objectives of Briggy, you will see that one of those documents is to do what? Make sure that the United States of America are fully aware of the human rights violation in Nigeria. They are also there to make sure that United States align with Biafra to fight against Islamic terrorism and extremism in Nigeria. So now, if you look at the document, you will see that the very first agreement that they went into, our Briggy went into with the US, the first deal is the first agreement between the United States. I'm reading from the document, please. The first agreement between the United States government and Biafra, including allowing for the United States to have permanent military bases in Biafra as well as access to seaport and to station US troops. Just a little explanation. When you pick up the mic, you can talk on that. So this document was formally filed with the U.S. Department of Justice under FARA. So it's not just a mere press release. It is a legal diplomatic notification to the American government and the world. And it confirms that the Biafra Republic government in exile is now operating at the highest level of international diplomacy. And the first discussed with the U.S. official possible agreement signal that our government is no longer just advocating, it is negotiating as a sovereign entity. Now, if you go back, if you have the document, you see paragraph 2 and 3.
This
and
I
it
have
says
already
what
done it.
US should do to establish a
So
close
you are going to go
counter-terrorism
with my
collaboration
travel card, isn't
between
it?
the United States and the Biafra against Islamic terrorist group in the region, as well as piracy in the Gulf of Guinea. And also enter into MOU agreement with the US Central Intelligence Agency and allow for the CIA to operate freely in Biafra territory. Furthermore,
Okay.
invite the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency to establish listening posts in Biafra for the purpose of signals intelligence. You may be wondering, why am I bringing this thing now? Yes, because this is the right time. Because here, the brigade, which is our government, demonstrates strategic brilliance by offering the United States what it values most. That is regional stability and strategic influence. That is what our brigade is more concerned about. We need that stability. So the offer of permanent military bases, port access, and the counter-terrorism collaboration position Biafra as the solution to the very instability that has occurred in Nigeria. And this is similar to the US base in Djibouti, which allows it to project power in the Horn of Africa. So by inviting the CIA to establish this listening post, Biafra now offers the US a crucial intelligence hub in the Gulf of Guinea. So it is something that is very, very welcoming, because the time has come, the hour has come. And all this has been achieved by the effort of our lobbyists. Yeah. So if you look at paragraph 4, I'm doing for those that were not here. Number 4 says, establish economic agreement between the United States and Biafra, especially in the areas of critical minerals and oil and gas, which would include preferential treatment and concessions for the U.S. companies. Now, if you look at that point, you will see that we have a lot of mineral and oil, we have a lot of gas, which is the more reason why they are killing us in Biafra land. So that is the cornerstone of the mutual beneficial economic relationship that our brigade projected in, because Biafra land is so rich in natural resources. Yeah. So by aligning our economy with the US, we ensure that America has a direct interest in the birth and success of Biafra nation. You see? So, in case those of you that are here, you've not heard that something like this might have existed, yes, it did. And in exchange, the brigade would like the following from the US, because it's a win-win situation, it's a win-win agreement here. Now, what did they want? All they want is political support. Politically support Briggy and Biafra work towards self-determination, including backing an eventual United Nations formal recognition and acceptance of Briggy self-referendum, in which 50 million plus voted yes to exit Nigeria and gain independence. Yeah. I know we have deliberated on this few months ago, but it's just that this is the right time. We need to revisit, and then people will know that the journey did not just start today. It started a very, very long time. So the call for US support for self-determination, following the model of South Sudan. So it uses a proven diplomatic precedent to make our case undeniable. And that is the more reason you are even seeing some people now beginning to say, no. We need to begin to recognize Biafra. We need to align with Biafra. And the second part of that demand was for our Onyendu and our Prime Minister to be released. Yeah. That was the last demand in that paper. We are not going to go much into detail because we don't really have much time. So I brought that in for us to have a recap. So when we now look at Briggy, what happened in July to December 2024, we saw these Moran Global Strategies. They began their systematic strategic outreach, and they provided a detailed briefing to the congressional staff, and particularly focusing on the House of Foreign Affairs Committee. And such members, we had Senator Chris Smith, Ted Cruz, and the rest of them who have been working tirelessly. And then in August 2024, August to November, our brigade provided a comprehensive documentation package to these offices, and it included the statistical data on Christian killings, everything they needed to know about Nigeria. And victim testimonies with names. They gave them analysis of Boko Haram and ISWAP, and this is the reason why you see international news media handle bowing and recognizing that the reason for Nigeria being declared as CPC is as a result of lobbyists and brigging. It is clearly written. You go and see it, go to France 24, you see it, go to Yahoo News, you will see it there and read it for yourself. And then when you look at what happened in December 2nd, we had our convention in Lati, Finland, where we had 517 Biafran delegates around the world that came and ratified the referendum document. That was what happened. And then in February 2025, we had a major breakthrough where our acting Prime Minister, Ogechukwu Nkere, traveled to Washington, D.C., and he met with the U.S. lawmakers to discuss advancement of Biafra independence. I'm also using this to let the world know the achievement of Brigi, that is not just a group, it is not just an organization, it is an entity that has achieved a lot within 1.5 years. We have really achieved a lot. And then March 3rd, 2025, there was a follow-up meeting with additional senators and congressional representatives. Moran Global Strategies arranged this back-to-back session for over 2 days. They did not give up. Despite the abuses and attack on them, our Abu Amelia said he will be with us until Biafra is restored, and he's still keeping to his word. And then on March 2025, 12 to be precise, that was where we had another turning point where the House of Foreign Affairs Subcommittee on Africa held a public hearing titled Conflict and Persecution in Nigeria, the case for a CPC designation. We all saw the Bishop of Makurdi sitting down there and testifying, but actually the people or the entity that worked behind the scene was Moral Global Strategy, who is our lobbyist working for Brigi. They were the brain behind that congressional hearing, yes. But the bishop was just there as a figurehead to let the world know what has been happening. And you saw the statistics that was presented that they are not going into detail because of time. And then when we now, continue moving down, we also see that Brigi, through Moran Global Strategies, did all that work for Biafrans because of the love they have for Biafrans. And then, because that March 12 hearing created a public record, it created congressional momentum, which Nigeria is still panicking till today. And they can see the outcome of that congressional hearing that time. So when we look at April to September 2025, we see that our Moral Global Strategies maintain regular contact with congressional offices and provide them updated briefing, because every day events are being unfolded in Nigeria, new style of killing, new pattern of killing, so they have to keep on updating them. Yes, and they are hearing it. And they also work hand in hand with other groups, like other watchdogs, like Open Doors International, Voice of Matter, the Family Research. There are so many organizations that also gathered information in a combination with the one from our Moral Global Strategy. So we have really achieved a lot, and everybody should tune in now to support Brigi. Do not sit on the fence. And then on October 31st, 2025, we had a victory where President Trump officially designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern. All the work at Brigi has been doing, one headline now we can cross it out. We can cross it out, or we put a tick that we have achieved something. Anybody who does not like this one should go and hug Transformer. We have achieved something, yes. We have achieved a lot. And may God bless each and every one of us. Yes. And you could see that CNN now, they are reporting. Yes. They refuse to report the genocide going on in Nigeria. But what has happened recently? They have reported that Donald Trump made this decision after watching a Fox News segment that Christians' persecution in Nigeria was still very high. And he was flying. I said, this is the way Holy Spirit works. Immediately Donald Trump was in the Air Force One, he just turned his eyes and was watching Fox News. No wonder Fox News started reporting the genocide going on in Nigeria. That is the Trump best news channel. And God just told him, turn your eyes, look at what is happening. My people, that was how we got the victory. Just from watching Fox News, that moment, he was captured. He captured the story and was like, wow, is this thing really happening in the world? Wait a minute. And you see, he did not even hesitate. He did not waste time. He just declared them immediately, using his veto power as the president. He declared Nigeria as a country of a particular concern. But you see, that Fox News segment didn't just appear out of nowhere, because Fox News covered the story because congressional hearing that took place in March had elevated that. Who was behind that? Our Briggy. Everything connects back to Briggy strategic work. Yes, when you see our LPM carry that briefcase, a lot is inside that briefcase. So we have achieved something. Now, November 1st, which Donald Trump gave us a breakthrough and a blessing for the new month, we saw Donald Trump escalate massively with his guns a-blazing statement. That is where our topic is coming from. Threatening military action, threatening aid cutoff, calling Nigeria a disgraced country, and ordering the Pentagon to prepare operational plans. And they are ready. And then on November 2nd, the Defense Secretary confirmed military planning. Yes, Trump aboard Air Force One tell reporter that U.S. boots on the ground in Nigeria could be. If Trump tells you could be, and extract is also could be, know that they are ready. We will go into this later and know what it means. And on November 3rd, which was yesterday, CNN, they are not resting. You know what CNN is doing? They are busy conducting interviews to the enemies of Biafrans. Like Daniel, is it the Dualta that they call him also? They are busy, going into the camp of the terrorist government, bringing them to interview them, those that support the killings of Christians. That is what CNN is doing. They never reported this genocide until action was taken. So we saw them. CNN report that U.S. Africa Command personnel were abruptly recalled to headquarters in Germany over the weekend. So Trump is not playing to begin developing contingency plan. So that man is not joking. The Pentagon is just waiting for the last order. Yeah. So in the past days, we have seen Trump announcement, and we have seen various Nigerian groups, individuals suddenly claiming credit. That was why I had to take time for people that are listening to us to know that all the people you see on social media ranting, all those people that are planning to have secret meeting with those that they have seen, tweeting everything about Biafra, they are jumping out and saying, Ogenkere is this, Ogenkere is that. We are not interested because the world know who is projecting the interests of Biafra. It is BRGIE, headed by His Excellency Ogechukwu Nkere as our acting Prime Minister. Every other thing out there, they are all counterfeits. Yes, because if I may ask, where were these people when Brady was spending hundreds and thousands of dollars on professional lobby? Where were they? Where were they when we were arranging meetings with congressional offices? Where were they? Where were they when we were preparing detailed documentation of atrocities? They were busy collecting money from Nigerian government. Where were they when the Nigerian government was dismissing Christian persecution as fake news or farmers' herders clashes? Where were they? They were all silent. They were all silent. But now that President Trump, the most powerful man in the world, has validated exactly what our Briggy has been saying all along, suddenly everyone wants to claim what they were not involved in. You see? That is what they are doing. So this CPC designation and Trump military trade are the direct results of Briggy's strategy, lobbying through Marian Global strategy. That is what they have done. And we continue to applaud them. If you go, you see different news reporting it. I've said before, Trans24 is there. Who Online has reported. AfricanIntelligence.com have reported. Barron.com has reported. Yahoo.com have reported. PMNewsNigeria.com have reported. Others have also reported that Moran Global Strategies, representing Briggy, wrote to U.S. congressional staffers specially warning of the persecution of Christians in Nigeria. What else do you want to know? It is no other government than Briggy. Yes, because when you look at African Continental, that is one of the most respected sources on African affairs. They published a detailed dispatch on November 10, 2025. He said, behind the diplomatic exchanges, officials in Abuja are angered. Did you hear that? Are angered by what they see as the influence in Washington of Nigeria activist group. And they say these include Nnamdi Kanu separatists, indigenous people of Biafra, the Biafra government in exile, and its U.S. lobbyist Moran Global Strategies. I don't know. If nobody is pressing you, can't we just do like this and we fall and then we raise our head up and say, well done, Briggy. Well done, Moran Global Strategies. You have done enough and you are still doing. Because that is not Briggy claiming credit. That is international media reporting documented facts.
But it has let me think in honor of that. Let me think. Can I say?
Just give me a minute. I'll round up and pass the mic. This section is almost done. Please.
Okay, go on.
Let me just round up so that I pass the mic. Yeah, so that is international media reporting this documented fact. You see? So here is what makes Briggy achievement even more strategically insignificant. We didn't just lobby for CPC designation and hope for the best. No, we presented a comprehensive strategic vision for how the United States and Biafra can partner to counter terrorism in West Africa. You see? So it is not a child's play. So if you are still sitting on the fence, what are you sitting there doing? Something is happening. And we've seen that our Biafra Defense Forces, they are ready. They released a memo or a video that they are ready. They said, we officially offer our bases and our full military cooperation to the United States African Command, AFRICOM, to jointly eradicate terrorism in West Africa. He said, we are prepared to be stable strategic partners. So why are our people sitting on the fence? So this is the first segment before we go to the why the gun blazing is terrorizing the terrorists. So if you have anything to say about Briggy and Moran Global Strategy, please, you have the mic now before we go to the next segment. My co-host, do you have anything to say, or MID should go first? Can anybody still hear me?
Yeah. Let's give MID that.
Thank you, sir. MID, you have the mic, please.
Yes. For the least of my brother, that you do unto me. Whatsoever you do for the least of my brother, that you do unto me. When I was hungry, you gave me to eat. When I was thirsty, you gave me to drink. Now enter into the of my Father. I would like all Christians and indigenous people in Nigeria to welcome the position of Donald J. Trump in Nigeria. Thank you, Intellectual Technology.
Okay, can I go on from here? See that he has moved his mic. Is like he has finished his submission. Can I go on?
Yeah, of course. Your co-host, go on.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sister Tutos, the host, our host, for refreshing our memory about our deals that we have with the United States of America, the country that the good people, United States of America, they love good things, like we also love good things. And that is why we always mingle with those who love good things. You see, for some of us that has forgotten that this our deal is what is making ways for us. Like when you go to some gullibles, you listen what the gullibles are saying. Some say, you should not claim what they did not do. That what we are lobbying is for recognition. We are not lobbying for America to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern. I look at them and say, can you just imagine some people who may claim that they are learned, yet they don't know anything? They don't know that something can never stand on nothing. Something can only stand on something before it can stand. What they are seeing, they don't know what is coming. I see that these people are so much ignorant to an extent. They don't even know their left from their right. I want to thank America for stepping in. America, come, our alliance with you. We Biafrans are gladly welcoming this alliance, this deal we have with you. We are only waiting patiently to see when this deal will fully come to materialization. So, for those gullible that does not know that this is a stepping, a lead way, this is a starting point. If you don't know, go and learn. Some people are saying in the media that American military cannot come to Nigeria and that, because they think that they don't have a good relationship with Nigeria soldiers. Who tell you that America is coming to Nigeria to have anything with Nigeria soldiers? We Biafrans have soldiers, and our soldiers are there to guide the American soldier, to take them to give them every necessary support that they need. So this deal that we have with America is what is making ways for us. And this is a starting point. For those who does not know it today that the starting point have just begun. And starting from now, you will see how things will start unfolding. I think we have been seeing prominent people who are calling now that the world should recognize Biafra, considering what they have done to Biafra in 1967 through 70. That this is the opportunity to rewrite the evil that they have meted against Biafra. So I believe that God's hands is in what we are doing. I want America, please, to help us facilitate this thing so that our leader Mazen Nandekalo can be free in this useless country called Nigeria, in this terrorist country called Nigeria. Sometimes I begin to ask, I want to use this opportunity to give American Donald Trump an intel. A Nigeria who sponsors terrorism, a Nigeria government that negotiates with terrorism can never fight against those that is killing Christians. They can never fight against them. These are the people who negotiate with terrorists. These are the people who sponsor terrorists. These are the people who are taking the money that are meant to fight against terrorists. They are sharing it within themselves. So these people have an agenda. They will never do anything to see that this situation is savage. So I want to thank America, and I want them to disregard what will be coming from all these irredeemable Nigerians that are after, America want to come and take our oil. America want to come and take our natural resources. America, we need you to come. That natural resources is owned by we. We need you to come and help us. And we are going, your interest will be respected, and you also will respect our interests. These are what we want. Thank you very much. As I yield my mic here. Thank you.
There were one. Hey, Nsi, are you there? Do you want to say anything before we pass the mic to Rage and Fury before Mama? I think it's not close to his. My Rage and Fury, you have. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. You see, I just want to thank our lobbyists because, like PM used to say, we do the show. And then I also appreciate our APM, regardless of whatever anybody is saying. It's just a silent killer. It's just achieving that goals. And then, I really want to appreciate them. And then, especially our lobbyists, making it possible for us to, brief the world about what has been going on, which actually trigger what is happening today. Without that, nothing could have happened. So I really appreciate them. They are doing well. I pray they will keep the fire burning. Thank you very much. That's all I just want to say. I just want to appreciate them because they are the one making it happen, regardless of what anybody is saying today, regardless of those coming out to claim what they never worked for, those coming out now to want to hit where they never sow, they want to reap where they never sow. And I really appreciate our APM, like I said earlier. It's not even making noise. It's just going, it's not looking back. And then I appreciate everyone that is here. I will always do that because without you, this will not be possible. Without you bringing out your agenda, this will not work. And I want to encourage us to please double it up. We can see the result. Regardless of what all of them are saying now that US want to come and do this and that. How can somebody wake up and said, we did not say US should put Nigeria into CPC list, but then all we're looking for was recognition. It's just the foundation and more is coming. So they should go and rest. Thank you very much, my co-host, for that wonderful submission. And my host, please, thank you. That's all I have to say for now.
There, well, Rage and Fury, you have the mic. Before Mama begs.
Okay. Thank you very much. Am I coming out?
Yes.
Can I be heard?
Please take it off.
Okay.
We can hear you. Take it off from here.
Let me take it up from here. I greet the house. I greet everyone that is present here. I greet all the Biafrans, great sons and daughters, and all freedom lovers, and the friends of Biafra. I greet all our leaders, starting from the Honorable Minister of Information to the Acting Prime Minister, to the Prime Minister, to our leader, Onyedu Mazim Madikano, to Wazirike, to Philip Effiong, and the People's General Dimpo Dimebo. Our profound greetings go to them all. Greetings to every media person that is here present and to all the cabinet ministers of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Thank you very much for your sacrifice of love for your people, for your steadfastness and consistency in this cause. Thank you for taking a lot of insult, a lot of pain for your people, and you never give up just because of the love of your people, your love for your people, to see that your people are free. Like I've always said, most of you that are over there in diaspora, you are in freedom. You have freedom already because you have 24/7 electricity, you have security, you have food, you have shelter, you have good roads. No bad road is going to cause untimely death to you through accident. You have everything life can offer. But because you know that there is no place like home,
There is no place like home, and your loved ones that are here, your loved ones that are here at home, we also need to taste the kind of good life that we are enjoying over there. This is why you have been steadfast, consistent in fighting for the freedom of your people. So, as a matter of fact, I really appreciate all of you and to the RGI cabinet. Like I said before, anybody that wants to take glory for the hard work that you have done in Washington, D.C., which is very glaring, very clear to the eyes of the world, let them go ahead and take the glory. Let them take the flowers. Let them take the credit. You deserve a better glory than this. Your credit, your flowers will be the freedom of Biafra. A free Biafra. That is what is going to be your credit. That is the glory you must set your heart on. I mean, what is it going to benefit you? For the whole world, all the Nigerian media, all of them that are taking glory now to call, it is the RGIA that lobby Washington, D.C., that met the lawmakers, that met the congressmen and women of the United States of America and stuff like that. Of what benefit is it going to be to you after giving you all those praises and we are still not free? The one thing that I need you to understand that the government, the cabinet, that made it possible for the United States of America government to recognize the genocide against Christians in Nigeria, that same government that makes the whole world, the whole social media, the whole mainstream media speaking against the genocide upon the Christians in Nigeria, that same government is still going to make it possible for Biafra to be free. Because it is one thing for the killing of Christians to be recognized, the genocide upon Christians to be recognized, and it is another thing for the Christians to be kept in a safe place. And where is that safe place? That safe place can only be a free Biafra nation, a free Biafra state that has Christian values, a place where Christians can call home, a place where all Christians can feel safe. And that is going to be the final and the permanent solution to Christian genocide under Nigeria. Just imagine us having a Biafran state with Christian values. You, as a Christian that is persecuted in the far north with Sharia law, can relocate to Biafra land and abide and practice your Christianity and enjoy your Christianity, enjoy serving your God. And the likes of the few like Asari Dokubo that have been brought over into this their religion of death, and they enjoy the killings of innocent people. They enjoy the genocide that is being carried out against Christians. They can easily relocate to the north and practice their killing over there. Why we in the federal job, we are ready to defend our land as a Christian nation, where every Christian will come to and they will feel safe. A place where every Christian can be sheltered. You understand? So, as a matter of fact, I really want to thank all the cabinet ministers of the PRGI for the great work that they are doing. And speaking about the likes of Asari Gudukubo saying that the Igbo and Yoruba will unite to fight against the U.S. I want to speak to the U.S. lawmakers or any of their representatives.
Please focus on what we are saying in this section, please, so that we don't mix it up. Because the section is about Brigi and lobbies, so that we don't mix it up. You understand?
Okay, all right, no problem.
Yeah.
So, as a matter of fact, when people keep speaking like somebody, one bishop made it happen for America to recognize the Christian genocide that is going on in Nigeria, it is not today that people have been showing videos. Christians have been massacred. Look at our massacre. It was all over the social media. Why is it that American lawmakers did not take it up? Why is it that Ted Cruz did not take it up and come up with this law that he brought up against Nigeria to protect Christians? Why didn't he come up? A lot of people have been massacred in Benue, and we watch the videos on a daily basis, 100, 200, and a number of people, even there's this particular one with that lady, backing a baby, a little baby, and the mother has been killed while the lady was still backing the baby. It was all over the social media. A lot of people have cried out. A lot of churches have been burnt, and people cry just like the pastor is crying today. And American government did not take it up. American government did not do anything about it. Why is it that when American Congress had a congressional hearing and they invited a big bishop from Nigeria and a lot of congressmen and women were present in that congressional hearing, after the whole hearing upon the media coverage that congressional hearing had, nothing was said about Christian genocide. That is one question everybody needs to ask themselves. And immediately after the Biafra Republic government cabinet ministers went to Washington, D.C. to have their congressional briefing, in spite of the fact that a lot of the congressional women and men and women were not present as a result of having engagement on that day. After that briefing, the media went agog. All the senators in America, all the congressmen and women, all the media houses start speaking up against Christian genocide. That is to tell you what the RGIA has done. So as many that wants to take glory for whatever they are taking glory for, they can go ahead and take glory for it. This is not the glory we want to take. This is not the credit we want to take. The credit we want to take is the restoration, the freedom of our nation of Biafra. I'm speaking about people that will be saying America soldiers are coming to take resources and stuff like that. The resources belong to us. All over the years, the enemies from Sokoto, from Fulani, from Hausa, Yoruba, they have been in charge of these resources. A lot of them have a lot of oil wells from our region, who they used to enrich themselves. They enjoy it, benefit that comes from it, yet we that are the owners of all this stuff, we don't benefit from it. Rather, they kill us, they marginalize us, they enslave us, they dehumanize us. You understand? So when these people are saying, look at Sakara Sokoto, he has 21 oil wells in Delta State. Delta State, that is where I come from. 21 oil wells. But we don't have schools, we don't have roads, we don't have hospitals, there are no jobs, there are no electricity, no security. Even the little sound that our parents will sound, I will say Fulani, they will carry their mama call. Use their melu, destroy all the fruits, destroy all the crop, all the cassava. And this idiot from Yoruba and Hausa, right, they are crying that they're going to take our resources. Are they, is it the service?
Mazu, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Please help us tell us more about our Brigi and our government, what they've done, and they have put on the table and everything. Then the next chapter and the rest of it, you have all the time to tell us all that you are telling us now. Do you understand?
Oh, okay. No problem, my brother.
Yeah, thank you.
So, as a matter of fact, Brigi has done a lot for us. Brigi is the government or the body responsible for going to Washington, D.C. This is what I've always told our people, that when there is a genocide or when there are killing of Christians or any kind of killing of civilians or what have you, and you come to the social media and be shouting on YouTube or on Facebook just to make money, use the death of the dead to make money, you are not going to get your message to the U.S. government. They are not going to get the message. But when you have a lobbying team that went direct to that place, that went to them and present the facts to them, like the moral strategies. Yes, the moral strategies is taking the BRGI, the Biafra Republic government, in exile into Washington, D.C., and they are presenting the fact. This is why they are taking up the matter. This is why they take it seriously. So just crying on social media, you are not going anywhere. Kudos to the bishop, just like after BRGIE has gone to Washington, D.C., presented all the facts to the lawmakers, to the congressmen and women, to the decision makers in America, and now Nigeria is denying. Then the crying of this bishop that was stood on the mass grave where he was burying mass gold now becomes a witness a witness to the killing, to what BROGIE has done in Washington, D.C. And this is what is happening today. This is that is the cry of the killing of Christians from different pastors and stuff like that. It's a confirmation to what the BROGIE cabinet has done in Washington, D.C. So my people, BRGIE is the way, and if you are still being misled by any other group, a lot of newspaper has reported, and you can see they made mention of BRGIE being behind what is happening to the terrorist state today. That it is BRGIE that went to the Washington D.C. to lobby the American Congress. A lot of newspaper, a lot of news outlets have reported it. So these are the great work that the BRGI is doing. It's not a Fulani USB Nigeria group, or it's not a DOS Nigerian group. It is not a Imam Amuku's CROC. It's not Madam Raphael Hijamaka Jariri. You understand? That is shouting, making noise on social media, on YouTube, that made it happen. It is the BROGIE team, cabinet members, led by the lobbying team of Jimora strategists. You understand? That is making it happen. So if truly that you want your freedom as a Biafran, that is where you should be. Not all these American veteran of Yabi, veteran Americans, whatever they call themselves. These are people that are just glory seekers. You understand? They don't have your interest. These are people that are even backing up the unity of Nigeria so that Nigeria can continue to kill Christians, carry out genocide against Christians. That is why I'm saying that all the Christians in Biafra and in Nigeria, you must be eternally grateful to BRGI for what they have done for you. They are the reason why your plight has got to Donald Trump today. And he is threatening military action. So Donald Trump, as a matter of fact, we love you. U.S. military is very safe in Biafran territory with the Biafran Defense Forces. So don't be scared whenever. Anyway, let me not go to the next section. Let me just do
the please round up. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, Rich. Thank you very much. That was a good one. Thank you for your submission. We can see our minister Abi. But then, before the host, you want to say anything before our sister can go ahead? Or can she just go ahead now? Okay, Sister Abby, please. Okay.
Let Abigail go ahead. Yeah. Let her go ahead.
Okay. Thank you so much. Good morning, great
Madam Betty.
Good morning from Texas, the great people of Biafra.
Sorry, my minister, it's Madam Betty. Let me find out from her, please. Just 1 minute. Madam Betty, are you there?
Yes, I have already said let Abigail go on. Thank you very much.
Betty.
Are you not hearing me?
We can't hear you.
The host, can you hear me?
The host, we can hear we can hear her.
Okay, let me refresh then. Sorry, let me refresh.
Okay, Abigail, my sister, go ahead. No.
Okay. All right, thank you, Sister Betty. I can hear you. And I can hear you, Honorable Tutor, and everyone who has spoken. I greet every one of us here today present. I salute the courage we have. I salute those who are listening because for being here is a great honor. I salute our Mazi Elias, the lobbyist. I know he's listening. I can see him here. Our APM, special greetings to you. I salute all of you, the host, the co-host. Everybody is salute. Receive my salute. I appreciate every one of us because it is a great honor that we are here at this time. And we are happy and celebrating because what our leaders have longed for is now being accomplished. It is the wish, it has been the wish of Onyendu to have gotten to this level all the while that he has been going through Europe to get this done. And I am so happy, I know he is happy where he is, that it is already happening. He already said Nigeria will be destroyed beyond recognition, I swear. And he swore that it will happen. It will happen. That name Nigeria will be erased from the world map. And who is making it happen? All of us here, especially our lobbyists, our APM, Brigade, candidates, and every one of us here at Brigade. Those who are celebrating or trying to receive credit on themselves for what they do not know, please let them celebrate courtesy of Brigade. What they are celebrating is courtesy of Brigade. We thank you so much. I call him Daddy, the President of the United States of America. I call you Daddy every day, my mentor. You are the one, and a lot of us here that have stood for the sake of humanity, for the sanctity of life, and respect of humanity, to save Biafrans, to save Christians in Nigeria. May God continue to bless you. The president of the world respects you. Everyone honored you. And behold, some people, some vagabonds, some pathetic individuals in a contract entity are today insulting the most respected president of the world because he spoke up for the sanctity of life and humanity. I want to let everyone here know there has never been smoke. There have never been fire without smoke. So my special greetings go to our lobbyist man, the moral global strategist. Your strategies are awesome. Your strategies are cool. Our honorable tutors have analyzed them all, and we don't need to delve or go back to them. The whole thing should analyze were all your strategies according to international standard and merit, and you have merited it. This is often the system or the way Nigerians and non-Nigerians behave. They hope to reap where they did not sow. We know that. But alas, we know that anyone who tends to reap intentionally or dubiously or stealingly want to reap where he or she did not sow will be choked. They will be choked. So nobody will take your glory. Nobody will take our glory. And at last, all glory belongs to God. I thank you very much for what is happening right now. And you can see how Nigeria is vibrating. The whole insult they are hurling at every one of us who has made this happen. Who has made this smoke rise and this fire to rage. And then for the president of the free world, our daddy, our mentor, the great man of our time, bearing the armor of God from heaven. Every one of them who are insulting him today for coming to the rescue of humanity knew him that he is not a man who makes promises and deviate or default. He doesn't make an empty promise or threat. And I thank you so much for your consistency, all of us, making this happen. I will continue to quote Onyendu because he has been the only prophet we know and we have seen. He said consistency is the key, and that has been proven. Our consistency, our APM's consistency, every day with his briefcase. In that briefcase is all the briefings that the moral global strategies needed, and they have used it wisely, accordingly, and in order. And we are happy and we will continue to celebrate. our lobbyists, Honorable Elias, I personally, with all Brigade cabinet members and members, every Biafrans here, we salute you. We respect your courage. We appreciate your work. And we remind you that we will continue to appreciate you. We are not backing down until that motion you have set on is accomplished. And the accomplishment of it, you all know, Biafra exit. It is sacrosanct. We hear them right now, verticulating with rage. We can now see them coming out small, gradually from their rabbit holes. These are people we have barely seen on media. We now see them on Twitter. We see them on social media insulting everybody, even insulting the President of the United States of America. If they are listening in today or anywhere or here or anytime they will listen, I want them to know that they are only what? Helping the world to analyze who they are, to analyze their domestic kind of politics, to actually analyze them as who they are, as the terrorists they are called. If they are not terrorists themselves, they are nephews or brothers and fathers to these terrorists. They know who they are. And today they came all out to defend them on the faces of the social media. We've had them. We have now analyzed who they are. They are Muslims. They refuse to address the issues that brought us here. They are now saying not Christian genocide. Muslims are Christians are killed. For goodness sake, everyone who is here, Muslim are Christians, Muslim, Jews, Christian, Hindu, whatsoever. The ruler, the leader of this free world is out to defend every faith, every creed and religion. So we ask them, if they are listening, how did we get here? How did these foreign mercenaries get here into their, they said they are sovereign nation, Nigeria sovereign. And they said that America cannot invade a sovereign nation. But over 20 terrorist group, foreign mercenaries and terrorist group invaded their so-called sovereign nation. And this, they have not been able to give us answers. And why they are being killed, they claim that Muslims are being killed. They have not been able to provide a photo clip, just one or two, of the whole lot of mass burials they are conducting for their own. I want to let every one of us here, when you hear that it is happening in Kankara, Katsina, Sokoto, Zamfara, wherever, they are the Christians in those areas. I have told us here sometime when somebody asked me if I can evaluate how many Christians we have in the north, and I told them I have lived all of my life in the north, and I can vividly tell you where these Christians are. These Christians in the entire north are more than, I was trying to do it state by state. Christians in the entire north are more than the Muslims in the north. Those places, Sokoto, Zamfara, are Christians. Many of them are converts. So they are wiping them out. If it is not genocide, then what could that be called? Then ethnic cleansing. If it is not ethnic cleansing, massacre, mass killings. If you do not want to use any of those words, what word do they want to use? And which of the words is good for them to defend? For goodness sake. The world today has known that the people Biafrans have been living with as in a country or as neighbors are evil and terrorists. And the world must know that civilized people, civil communities and societies cannot coexist with terrorists. Honorable Elias, you will elaborate this as this mission continue to proceed. The world must know that civilized countries and civilized people cannot live or coexist with terrorists. If the North and the Muslims want to coexist with their terrorists, then disintegration of Nigeria is imminent, and that is what we want. Thank you also very much. If they are hearing us, they must tell us why they suppress the entire media, local media, and their mainstream media in that country not to report what was going on until Briggy, our lobbies, did, and until an action is coming out. Let the guns that are blazing from the United States Pentagon, let it blaze. We welcome you. Biafrans welcome you, Pentagon. Biafrans welcome you. We cannot coexist with terrorists. Every one of us can see all of them defending them right now, calling them Muslims. They said they were not Muslims before. Now they recognize them as Muslims. Why are they panicking? Pentagon is coming to separate the chaff, to remove those who have been killing you, the Muslims, and you are panicking. That means they are all privy to it. They are one and one as Muslims. We do not have Muslims who are moderate. All of them are terrorists. All of them have an agenda. And the agenda is to Islamize, and in fact, not just Islamize. They will first Fulanize them. Everybody will be Fulanized. Then Islamized. And then enslaved forever. And that can never be our portion. I call on our president, the greatest leader that the world respects, my daddy, President J. Donald Trump. Biafrans elogize you. Biafrans love you. One single statement you made has thrown them into what they do not understand, or at least they have gotten the message. And they know who you are. That your word is thicker and deeper. I appreciate you. They are all terrorists. Fish them out. Then, if they say they will not be fished out, then I do not need to tell you what to do. But the disintegration of Nigeria will make it much easier first. It will make it much easier first for you to take that action. Because these people, they have gone into nooks and crannies of the villages and communities. They are all there. There are over 22 foreign mercenaries. They already acknowledge it being their politicians, playing domestic politics. Can you imagine? At this stage of international politics, they are still playing domestic politics with Biafran's lives, with Christians' lives, even the life of their own people. I remember when Jonathan wanted to invite the international community to intervene when this thing started. They threatened him. They said, "You dare not. We do not want the international community into our local matters." He now said, "What is he going to do?" They said, "If you dare try it." That was how they humiliated Jonathan out. We can still see being quoted and credited to who is now their vice president. The sponsor of Boko Haram in Borno State, Shetima Kashim, said even the military in the same country is not needed to intervene, even in their what they call an internal problem. What is happening in Nigeria is not an internal issue, it is an external problem. An invasion of the Fulani jihadist terrorists. That is what is happening. There is no other definition to it. And our lobbies, they understand it. We don't need to stress it further. If they know what they have done, if they actually know what they have done to themselves, that it is going to get to this level, they may not have started. But with the way they are speaking right now, they were prepared. They are prepared and they are challenging the Pentagon to come and that they will see what will happen to them, which means they are all in accomplices. They are all accomplices to this. They have a building army of terrorists to attack any nation, any country that is coming to help us out. But they have met a Waterloo. They must be listening wherever they are. And we are happy that it is happening right now. I thank you so much, our lobbyists, for convening the whole congressional hearings, for whatever you're doing, even for the deals that will go on. I would prefer, Biafrans prefer to bequeath our resources, oil and gas and whatever it is, to get life. It is only those who live that enjoy mineral resources. And I told one of them who said, Trump is coming for their mineral resources as if they have ever been in hold of their mineral resources. And I told them, even the terrorists who you have harbored and brought in to kill us all, they are not doing it for free. The entire terrorists who are coming to kill us are not killing for free too. They have their price and they are paying their price too to make sure they continue to advance until Nigeria is taken. And our Honorable Elias, please, Biafra will not be taken. You will continue to do what you need to do or you have been doing to ensure that Biafra will never be taken. Thank you so very much. I will yield my mic here. I will continue to appreciate you and everyone here for being resolute and consistent. Thank you, our APM. You are the man. You have made it, and every one of us here have made it. Our Honorable Snow, you have made it. Omega, you have made it. Sister Betty, you have made it. Reg and Fury, your voice have made it. Your song has made it, and we want you to compile this song one day together, for we are going to celebrate. Onyendu said, and when Biafra do come, we are going to dance on the streets of Biafra for 1 month, glorifying God and praising God. This is who we are. We are joyful people. We are people of freedom. We celebrate good things. We are happy and loving people. And the congressmen and women that day, we testify that those who came there on September 18, we are actually different. We are actually different breed, children of the Most High Elohim. For we love peace. We love peace. We love respect for life and humanity. And that is what the free world, United States of America, represents. And that is what Mazi Elias and his lobbyist fame are fighting to ensure that Biafra comes. I honor everyone. Thank you so much. I yield my mic.
Thank you so much, Minister Abigail. Thank you so much. You really spoke at length to Biafrans, and I thank you for appreciating our lobbyists. So, Mama Betty, do I go to the next session? I want to combine two segments together, or do you want to speak? I appreciate our lobbyists before I start that. I'm looking at time. Mama Betty.
Sorry. Are you saying you want to go ahead?
No, I'm asking if you want to, use your time briefly, or should I go to the next segment? Which one do you want? The next segment is about the why guns are blazing is terrorizing and defunding of terrorism. So which one do you want?
Let me
You want to
just.
speak on our lobbyist before I go? It's up to you.
Yeah. Let me just use some few 2 minutes to greet
Okay.
Biafrans. Thank you. My people, I would have sung this song on Eme, but I think it will take my time up before tutors go. But we thank God for everything. I stand on the existing protocol, my people. I thank God Almighty for Onyendu, for seeing him in the court today is another joy, because last week they rumored that he was rushed to Aso Rock Clinic blah, 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 Nigeria and their wrong narratives of situations. So I thank God for him and our PM Mazi Simon Ekpa. Out of mind, out of sight is not out of mind. We still remember them. And I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiama will continue to protect and guide them. And my big thanks goes to two men right now, two or three men. One of them is our APM, our powerful Minister of Information, Mazi Soni Akparawa, and our lobbyist, Mazi Elias. They are men to reckon with. Biafrans, you see, a lot has been said by both sisters that have spoken, and Onyenye and Nsi. They have all said a lot regarding the achievement of Breji. And we are not regretting anything. For those who have left Biafra Republic government in exile, none of them is being noted or being mentioned. They are just struggling behind us, and we don't care about them anymore. As my brother said, um, academic kindness, that nobody should listen to Ngozi. That woman is an agent. I don't know what it takes for any Biafran to know that they shouldn't listen to her. She doesn't have any backing, not legal backing, not even the common law backing. She doesn't have anything, no lobbyist, nothing. And none of them is being acknowledged, and we will not encourage anyone to acknowledge them. Biafra is here. You see, their achievement stems from the time that Breji was set up 2023. Something different from this Nigeria has been happening. Because what we have achieved within this short period of time, you think of when Nigeria Zoo, when they were recognized or when they became a nation, what they have achieved. Nothing. The Breji now makes us believe that we have men fighting for us. Our APM, I don't know how we are going to carry him up high and put him on our shoulders, because that man has really nailed Nigeria. We know that Onyendu is not there now. PM is not there. But our APM has shown Nigeria right now that even though we want our brothers who are detained to be released, that even if they hold them for the next how many years, we are moving on. Yesterday, our Elias was narrating how this whole thing comes step by step. And during the time I do my program, you will see some people commenting. One said, "Oh, why is America wasting time? They should." No, 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 my people. Let us take it easy. All these noble men working for us, doing what they should do. The only support, the only thing they need from us is donation. Let us not forget that 4 years, I know it is 4 years, but it doesn't take time before it runs out. We need to do the needful. We need to do the needful. What Breji government is doing right now, realize that these Biafrans, that they are not smiling. We are very serious, very determined, and very focused. We are not giving up, not this time around. And I thank God for somebody like our APM. You know that when APM was appointed, some people, even me, because he's a very gentle and very quiet person, you won't even know what he can do. But look at it, the internet is shaking, they are quaking. Nigeria is crying. That is, if you see the list of Nigeria comments, even somebody like Gumi is crying. Gumi is crying. I'm so happy that now Nigeria have known that we have people behind us. And who made it happen? The same Elias Moran, global strategist, lobbying firm. They are the ones making everything to happen. If you listen very well to what Elias said yesterday, he mentioned it that it is because our information minister, in fact, that guy, I'm happy I'm working with him because I know things doesn't go well all the time when you are working with people, but you think of the best things you have gotten or learned from that person. The way he started it, he went and replayed what Elias said to us last year when PM introduced them to us. And Elias said that from then till now, that we must have seen their achievement, that everything is step by step. And this one is just the beginning. So Nigeria, they will never know peace. They will never know peace because they value the evil that they are doing more than human lives. Now there's a report by Arise News that the terrorists are now terrorizing um, Kwara State. So you can see that even when Tinubu is the president of Nigeria, that these terrorists, they don't have any limit. They don't. They go all the way to even attack the nation of the man that is their president. So what makes any Biafran think that they will not come down? All we need now is to donate to wage that war against this evil terrorist nation. They negotiate with terrorists, but Onyendu, nobody will talk about his release. The whole media in Nigeria are now talking, who is America to tell them what to do? But they cannot ask Shetima, who are all these people that he is bringing from all countries in the whole Sahel to come to their country to eliminate Christians. Why do they have Muslim ticket? Because they have this elimination in mind. So my people, long talk no good for evening service. So we need a Gemma and a J. I will leave it here until tutors goes next to the second topic. Thank you, Biafrans. Don't give up. Our APM, our lobbyists, they are taking us somewhere. Thank you, my people.
They were the only beautiful, calm, adoring minister. Mama Minister Pete. I
Ndewo.
think Minister Abigail is stepping up. Minister Abigail, the ladies in the house, hey, senior citizen Stella, God bless each and every one of you. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, I just want to share something that I learned today with Biafrans. I am not a military personnel. King David, I wanted to move to the next segment because I'm looking at time. Do you want to say anything about Abrigi before I continue briefly? Or I should go ahead before I give you the mic? I saw Minister Snow. Internet has kicked him out. Welcome, Minister Snow. Though internet has kicked you out.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, so I was asking, do you want to say we were appreciating and speaking on the achievement of bringing where it started till now? So I wanted to go to the next segment. So my question is, do you want to talk briefly on that before I move on? Or do you want me to go to the next segment? Which one? Can you hear me? Oh, I can't hear him. Okay. So, my people, my Biafrans, brothers and sisters, I want to go to the next segment, which I'm going to combine two sections together, where we have this topic from the guns are blazing, and then the terror financing network that has been exposed and they already collapsed. So I'll try and see how I can mesh the two sessions together. Because today I came across someone, a US ex-military personnel who worked in the intelligence department, and I learned something today because I really wanted to understand more about this gun blazing. And the man educated me enough to my own level. I don't know about you. I said, oh, so we have now moved to the next level. So when people, hear the phrase "guns are blazing," so they may just think that Trump was just, using like colorful words, or he wasn't even making any point. But the reverse is the case. Yeah. So I want us to just understand something here, that in the context, what I learned today is that in the context of U.S. military operations, that this phrase has very specific operational implications that every terrorist financier in Nigeria immediately understood, and that is why they are panicking. As Mama Betty said, the panic, the cry is too much. Now Babangida has come out and said, no, in their regime it was not like this. I don't want to go into all that. Gumi is panicking, now saying terrorists have more knowledge than any other person. If Trump should try it, they are going to fight. This one say we will kill them. All those are sign of a dying horse. They don't know what to do again. It's just like because ranting on social media, no direction. So they are really panicking because they themselves really understand what this means in the context of what Donald Trump said. Guns are blazing. So when I came across this retired U.S. military intelligence, or that worked in the intelligence department, I now brought up this issue. I said, he first of all asked me, where are you from? I'm black. I said, I'm a Biafran. Oh, where is Biafran? I told him that we were formally merged illegally and forcefully with a Nigerian terrorist country, and now we've conducted our independence. We are fighting for recognition with the US. And I said, oh, that he has heard and he has read the news headline, Nigeria has been designated. I say yes. And then he was even the one starting to tell me about the guns are blazing, that the action that Donald Trump wants to implement. I said, so you are fully involved and you are following the train? He said, yes. So that was how interaction started. And then when he told me that he's an ex-US military man that works in the intelligence department, I was so inquisitive and interested to learn more. And he said that he was deployed to Iraq, Afghanistan, and multiple African countries. So he said that he needs to really explain to me what that means when the commander-in-chief says he might go into a country and guns are blazing and orders the Pentagon to prepare for possible action. So I said, okay, I had to look for paper and pen on my people because this was a first-hand information from someone who was in that department as well. So those words he told me that they are not just casual words, that those phrases trigger specific military planning processes that are happening right now and at this very moment. That when Trump says guns are blazing, he is describing a very specific operational profile. And then he led me to understand that it means rapid, overwhelming force. I don't know, I'm not a military personnel, but I'm just sharing what I learned today, so that because that now made me to dig deeper, and I found out something about terrorism funding and why these people are really panicking. So he said that it means rapid, overwhelming force, that word, and not just a slow build-up like what happened in Iraq in 2003 or Afghanistan, that it means fast, decisive strike designed to achieve objectives quickly and then withdraw. Okay? So he said I should think of the operation of that killed Osama bin Laden in Pakistan. Okay? And that they executed before the enemy could even respond effectively. I said, okay, I've learned something more deeper than what I knew before. He said it also means special operation force. That when Trump says that the action will be fast, vicious, and sweet, that he is describing the exact operational profile of U.S. Special Operations Command, Delta Force, Navy SEALs Team Tix, Army Rangers, Marine Special Operations, that these are the elite unit that conduct high-risk mission deep in hostile territory against high-value targets. I said, continue, sir. And then he said, it means kinetic action is firmly on the table. If you hear Musa talking about kinetic, we already know this one, but I just want to bring it up the way he educated me. That kinetic in military terminology for later force things that go boom. I'm quoting him directly. He said, drone strike, cruise missile, direct action raid, close airport. That Trump isn't talking only about diplomatic pressure or economic sanction. He is talking about putting the weapons on targets, putting operators on the ground immediately. So most importantly, it means targeting the entire terrorist ecosystem, the entire terrorist camp, all of them, all these Gumi, all of them, not just fighters, but the financiers, the facilitators, and the enablers. All of them make up this ecosystem. I don't know if you are still hearing me.
Yes.
Go ahead. Right on.
Okay, so the modern U.S. counterterrorism doctrine, refined over 23 years since 9/11 attack, doesn't just target guys with AK-47 in the bush. No, that is target the whole network. Those that are financing them, those that are facilitating them, those that are enabling them, the money launderers, the safe house providers, the corrupt officials that provide protection, the businessmen who fund operations while maintaining legitimate facets, all of them put together. So he now say that let him just go down and explain exactly what happened when the world leader, the peacemaker, issued that order. I didn't know that I was kicked out. Yeah, you were. Sorry about that. Okay. So he said in phase one that what happened immediately in phase one. What I'm doing, I'm replaying what I learned today. I'm not deciding how they will do their modus operandi. No, I'm just explaining what I learned today, because this word here, people may like, what does it really mean? But since I learned something new today, it's okay. Let me explain. Let me also share what actually happened when Trump issued that order from someone who had already worked previously in that department. So that it has phase one, which is the intelligence search, which is already completed, that within hours, literally hours of Trump's Saturday post, that U.S. intelligence agency began what is called an intelligence preparation of the operational environment for Nigeria. Why am I also showing this? So that Biafrans that are sitting on the fence will know that it has passed. There is a Nyangitong minute. It has passed a child's play day, that the momentum has changed. And what we need now is to come together with our J and Ejemba and make it push harder. President Trump has taken the action and he has given order. Everybody is alert now, but we Biafrans, what are we doing? Yes, what are we doing? So right now, at this very moment, here is what is happening. So they have enhanced satellites. So U.S. National Reconnaissance Office satellites are conducting detailed imaginary collection of known Boko Haram and ISWAP strongholds in Borno, Yobe, Adamawa, and other northern Nigerian states. That is why they are panicking. This still connects to why they are panicking, because they know what is coming. from the statement that President Trump made, they know more than us what is coming, and that is why they are crying. So they are updating target databases, identifying new structures, tracking vehicle movements. That is why these terrorists started leaving Nigeria to go to Chad, and Chad have blocked their borders because they know what is happening. The National Security Agency is intensifying collection on communications between terror cells. Every phone call, every text messages, every WhatsApp chat, every encrypted message that NSA can intercept, they are collecting it right down and they're analyzing it. So when Gumi is telling you, I will deal with this, you guys already know where Gumi is lying down right now as I'm speaking with you. They know his bed, if at all he has a bed. When Asai Dokubo is saying, if they come, I kill them all, they know that one room that Asai Dokubo is staying. They know what he looks like. They have traced everything that has to do with Asai Dokubo. All of them ranting on social media, holding one interview, moving from one place to the other, constituting nuisance. Every of their data has been detailed. Now, most critically for this our topic is the enhanced monitoring of financial transaction. Financial transaction. You know, when Musa was fighting us, what was his target? Our finance. When we are not even terrorists. So finance is the ultimate in this thing. Finance is making these people to turn Nigeria to a killing field. Yes, Treasury Department Office of Foreign Asset Control, Financial Crime Enforcement Network, CIA Financial Intelligence Division, and NSA Financial Tracking Capabilities are all now focused on Nigeria financial flows. That is what is happening right now, and that is why they are panicking. Now, the intelligence community maintains detailed files on how value individuals, essentially target folders with photos, known locations, associate, pattern of life, vulnerabilities. All of these are being updated right now for Nigerian targets. That is why they are panicking. Yes, U.S. military lawyers require detailed analysis of civilian presence near potential target to minimize collateral damage and ensure operations comply with laws of armed conflict. That mapping is happening right now. That is why they are panicking. So when the terrorist financial aid Trump statement on Saturday, they understood immediately that they are now under microscopic scrutiny of the world's most sophisticated intelligence apparatus. Nobody needs to tell them. So when we see them coming out to cry on social media, threatening this, threatening that, when they couldn't threaten the terrorists, they know what is happening. They know. So if you are those of them that may be hiding, listening to us anonymously, if you know that you are opposing the US action, it shows that you are already a complicit and a financier. And this is what is happening to you right now. Your communication are likely being intercepted. Every phone call that you make, even the ones you made before, because US have the data. They have the evidence and they are fully convinced that there is genocide going on in Nigeria. All your WhatsApp messages that you've been exchanging, they have it. So why are you coming out to cry? Why are you coming out to deny that there is no genocide going on in Nigeria? Why? Your financial transactions have been tracked. That is why they stand with, hitting their chest, telling you that we know. Ted Cruz said, I know where you are, I know who you are, and I know what you've been doing. That is why the target is coming as a sanction is coming as a target sanction. I'm not the one that said it. If you go and check Ted Cruz messages, you will see it. That they know where they are. They know those that are financing them. They know what they are doing. So if you are one of them, that is what is happening to you right now. All the wire transfer through correspondent bank, touch US financial system can be monitored right now. All the cryptocurrency transaction can be traced, and it has already been traced. So they have this information. You cannot fool the US. If you are a financier, what you have to know that is happening to you right now is that your location has been pinpointed. You cannot dodge, because before US would declare Nigeria as a CPC and getting ready to go into war against these terrorists in Nigeria, they already have this information, and that is why these people are crying blood in social media. Yes. Because the US satellite can track individual vehicles, all the vehicles that you people are using to commit this genocide. Drones can provide real-time video surveillance. They have it. And that is why our bridge said, come, we will share this surveillance, we will share this intelligence with you. It is there in the document that I read. In case you are just joining us late, all the cell phone location data has been collected. So if they decide that you are a high value target, they can know where you sleep. So they know where Asai Dokubo is sleeping right now. The meeting that they are holding, all of them, including Gumi. So there is no hiding place for all of them. That is why they are panicking. Because you cannot bribe your way out, all of you terrorists. Because this is not EFCC, that they will parade you, do show, take you to EFCC, and then they will release you. No. You cannot pay your way off. Mbano. Because this is not Nigerian police, where money, made problem to disappear. Before you turn and PM, the problem have disappeared. This is United States military and intelligence community, operating potentially outside Nigeria legal jurisdiction and certainly outside Nigeria corruption network. So you cannot catch them in this one. They must come, and it is happening right now, because the United States maintains what they call a disposition matrix. Yes. So being on that list means that you are considered a legitimate military target for drones. And who are those on that list? All of them that have been funding terrorism. I read somewhere a few weeks ago that they already have 12 names of governors that are on the list to be sanctioned immediately. Though in the northern part, I'm asking, what are they waiting for? To add the list of those in the southern part, because Soludo should be on that list. Soludo came out and attacked the US. So Soludo should be on that list. He shouldn't miss. So that now takes me to another interesting thing that I found out, because what captivated me was the finance. How are they financing? Because that man told me the major thing there is finance. I said, okay, let me go deeper. And being that Biafra is a spirit, I was led to operational catalyst that took place with Interpol. I don't know if you people have read that. Maybe I'll share the link after. Yes, that is what is destabilizing the Nigerian network of terrorist financiers right now. Because this document exposed how money is being transferred within the ecosystem and network and species, different species of these terrorists. And I said, wow, I don't know if you are still hearing me. Should I continue?
Well, ahead, we are listening.
Okay. So it will not take time, maybe just 10 or 15 minutes. So we are now going to follow the money. After understanding what is happening and why they are panicking from a reliable source. So we want to follow this money. Yes, we want to know exactly how terrorists that are being financed in Nigeria, how does this network really happen? Who is involved? What technique do they use? And why Trump's intervention has disrupted the entire criminal ecosystem? Not only in Nigeria, they also have international financiers. Yes, because few weeks ago, October 2025 to be precise, you see, something really happened. And they call that Operation Catalyst. It was a landmark international law enforcement operation conducted by Interpol and Afripol. I don't know, my people, did any of you have read this document? Please, if you did, can I see your hands up? Do you have any idea? Have I
Patrick, on what? What document is that?
Operation Catalyst.
No,
It's international law enforcement operation that was conducted by Interpol and Afripol, tracking terrorism funding, and Nigeria is one of.
I have not come across it.
Okay, fine. So they started this investigation from July this year through September this year, and when the results were announced in October, they were absolutely overwhelming. I want to just give you the numbers of what I extracted from that document. Now, they arrested 83 people across 6 African countries, and we have Angola, we have Cameroon, Kenya, Namibia, Nigeria, and South Sudan. And then 21 arrests specifically for terrorism-related crimes, 28 arrests for financial fraud and money laundering, 16 arrests linked to cyber-enabled scams, 18 arrests related to illicit use of virtual asset, that is cryptocurrency, and more than 15,000 persons and entities screened. Now, this is the bombshell here, my people. $260 million in both fiat and virtual currencies identified as potentially linked to terrorism-related activities. They've already seized $600,000, okay, with ongoing investigation to recover millions more. But what makes this absolutely critical for our discussion tonight, you may be wondering, what has this got to do? It has a lot to do because of what was found specifically in Nigeria. 11 suspected terrorists were arrested. They were arrested, including high-level members of several terrorist groups. Yeah, these were not full soldiers carrying AK-47 in the forest or in Sambisa forest. No, these were senior figures in the financing and operational structure of Nigerian terror groups. That is what happened. And then, I'm like, okay, what really happened? You know, I had to dig deeper and dig and dig and dig. And I realized that Operation Catalyst revealed something that is fundamentally changed how international law enforcement view Nigeria right now. That Nigeria is not just a source of terrorist funding, no. Nigeria is a hub, a critical node in a continental and even global terrorist financing network. And 3 case studies were used for this analysis, 3 of them. And this case study explained how money is being transferred to these terrorists. And some of us have fallen victim in the cryptocurrency that they mentioned, Ponzi scheme, without knowing that we are indirectly funding terrorism. So just give me, some time, let me go through it. We have case study 1, and this case study was what involved 562 million US dollars cryptocurrency Ponzi scheme trading. Is a trading platform. This document is online. Maybe I will share it if time permits. So this is a trading platform. Now, what did the investigators uncovered? I told you they started this from July till September, and they ended it this October. They uncovered a massive cryptocurrency-based Ponzi scheme operating across at least 17 countries, including Nigeria, Cameroon, Kenya, and the rest. So this scheme claimed to be a legitimate online cryptocurrency trading platform, offering guaranteed returns. When you trade with them, they will give you returns. Those of you that are trading, me, I don't have so much idea about the cryptocurrency thing. So it was discovered that over 100,000 victims worldwide were defrauded of an estimate of 562 million US dollars. Now, if you convert that to the exchange rate today, it's about 800 billion naira as of today. But here's the terrorism connection, because I'm like, okay, Now, several large cryptocurrency wallets linked to this scheme are under investigation for direct connection to terrorism financing right now as we speak. Because investigators found that funds would flow into this Ponzi scheme from unsuspecting victims. Are you listening? Unsuspected victims, it will get mixed and it will be laundered through various cryptocurrency exchanges operating across multiple jurisdictions, and then significant portions will be diverted to wallet addresses that had been previously identified as associated with non-terrorist financiers. So they are beginning to track all these things because they know that the root is to end the finance. If not, terrorism will not end. You see what is happening? So think about this. Let's just think about this from the criminal perspective. Because 10s of thousands of ordinary people send money into what appears to be legitimate investment. We know this. You send your money there, the money now gets mixed up with funds from thousands of other victims. And then it gets converted between different cryptocurrencies, and then what happens? It's moved across multiple exchanges in multiple countries, and suddenly the source becomes impossible to trace. Then a portion, like 5% or 10% or 20%, gets quietly diverted to terrorism financing without your knowledge. While the remaining funds now go to the criminals who is running that Ponzi scheme. I'm not the one calling them criminals. It is there. The document is public. So the victim have absolutely no idea that their money is funding terrorism. So law enforcement has enormous difficulty, tracking flows because cryptocurrencies transactions cross international borders instantly. That is what is happening. Those of you that are doing it, I had a little knowledge, but I just left because it was confusing to me. Now there's another case study. The East African Recruitment Pipeline. They are recruiting African youths. Because in a connected investigation, authorities trace funds used for recruiting young men from East and North Africa into terrorist groups. Now, if you take your mind back to what is happening in other countries, you'll be hearing them saying, Africans from North Africa are terrorists, they are killing people. They are the terrorists. This is where they got recruited from. And then when they recruited them, they sent them to the Western countries, they sent them to Biafra land, they sent them to Nigeria. So the money moved through a cryptocurrency trading platform. It was traced back to individuals in Tanzania, but had significant Nigerian connection throughout the financial chain. Because when you see anything evil, Nigeria must be there. When you see anything killing, Nigeria must, answer present. When you see anything corruption, Nigeria must be number one. Others will follow. So what was happening here reveals the transnational nature of the trade. So young men in Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania, and other East African countries are being recruited online through social media platforms. And Musa is aware of this. That was why he organized African Summit to fight against terrorism, and he said he wants to use AI. And the social media they used to recruit all these people was Facebook, TikTok, and Telegram. Online recruitment. They were offered money as little as $200 to $500 to attend what were described as Islamic educational program or training workshop. Because these are hungry youths. Imagine you paying them $200 to $500. They will jump at it because they are unemployed. Who made them to be unemployed? Their country leaders made them to be vulnerable. Because once you are unemployed, you are vulnerable. You jump at anything. So the funding for this entire recruitment pipeline was moving through cryptocurrency channels that either originated in Nigeria or transited through Nigerian cryptocurrency exchanges and then peer-to-peer platform. The recruiters deliberately used Nigerian financial infrastructure because Nigeria has one of Africa's most sophisticated and active cryptocurrency market. But with regulation that is still developing. Anything that enters Nigeria, there is no regulation. Especially where there is loopholes that you can steal and rob people. Nigeria is ready to, be a signatory to that kind of a forum. Because look at what is really terrifying here. Nigerian terrorism is not just a Nigerian problem. Nigerian financial networks are being used to recruit terrorists across the entire African continent. So when Boko Haram pledges allegiance to ISIS, when ISWAP claims responsibility for attack in neighboring countries, and Al-Shabaab in Somalia receive funding, the financial infrastructure supporting much of this activity runs through and connects to Nigeria. Now, if you go to the Twitter handle today, you will see that there is a governor that said that right now Al-Qaeda is in Kwara State. Al-Qaeda is in Kwara State right now as we speak. That they are no more safe. And then the case study number 3, the legitimate business that is going on. In Kenya, this is what investigators identified. They identified a sophisticated money laundering network using a legitimate license. Listen, licensed virtual asset service provider. This is licensed asset provider. Now, that is a regulated cryptocurrency exchange with documented links to terrorism financing. The operation was worth approximately $430,000 over a 6-month period. Can you see the turnover? Over a 6-month period, $430,000. 12 people were identified as involved and 2 were arrested so far. An investigation is still ongoing. So what makes this case particularly, instructive is that they were using a complete legitimate business. Not just ordinary dark web exchange, no. It was not an illegal operation, no. A legitimate business is what they use. You see what is happening? So this was licensed, government-regulated cryptocurrency exchange that was supposed to have anti-money laundering controls and know your customer procedure. But they now use it, they flipped it. So what the criminal did was open account, they used this thing, false identity, stolen identity, or even identities of unwitting accomplices who were paid small amounts. So money would not be moved in small amount like $2,000 or $5,000, which is below the threshold. If there's certain threshold that they have kept for you to transfer money, like in Nigeria, I think if it is above 5 million, they raise their eyebrow. No, it's too much. Where is the money coming from? So these people, they have sense. They only transfer between $2,000 to $5,000 below the threshold that they have kept. Now, this small amount would then be consolidated and moved into cryptocurrency wallets. You see, addresses that intelligence agency had already identified as associated with terrorist financing. Now, look at what is demonstrating here. That terrorism financing doesn't always look obviously criminal. No. It will look as if it is saintly, very polished. You will not know. It doesn't look like a criminal thing. Well polished. It always looks like a normal business transaction conducted through legitimate institution by people who might not even fully understand that they are facilitating terrorism. So what this Operation Catalyst did, it exposed the technology-enabled financing network spanning multiple countries and using both traditional and cutting-edge financial tools. You see, so this is what makes Trump's intervention potentially game-changing. Because this Operation Catalyst was law enforcement working within normal legal framework. So they needed evidence that will hold up in court. They needed to prove guilt beyond reasonable doubt and follow the due process. But Trump's threatened military action operates under completely different rule entirely, because military targeting does not require proving guilt beyond reasonable doubt. No, it doesn't. So it requires what? Intelligence assessment. That is where I'm coming from. Intelligence assessment. So Trump administration have already gathered all this intelligence. So when you see these criminals coming out to shout, no, it is not done. No, the money has not been spent. No, the US cannot do this. No, there is no genocide going on in Nigeria. They don't know that intelligence have already been gathered against each and every one of them. And this is the more reason they avoided going to the US. I'm still waiting for them to go and engage the senators in US. They have not gone. Yes, because when Interpol arrests a terrorist financier, that person gets legal representation. A trial may be served, years in prison, but when US military targets a terrorist financier based on intelligence, that person might get like a raid by 2 a.m. Yes, because there is no trial in that one. You must go and answer your father's name. That is what is happening. Do you follow me? I hope you are
Yes,
still hearing
yes,
me.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Tutors.
So if you now look at what is happening now, you will see that in Nigeria alone, that there are 4 pillars of Nigeria terror financing. In Nigeria alone, 4 ways that they are using to finance terrorism. Apart from this other one that I've just mentioned, their name was at the center. Now, let's look at what is happening because I'll soon round up. I got an intel, so I want to share how they are sharing this money. Yes, so that the world will hear. So I will start with a number that every Nigerian needs to understand. So 50 billion per year. 50 billion per year. Let's use that number. That's approximately 35 to 40 million US dollars, if I'm not mistaken, in today's current rate. So that is how much money we are conservatively estimating that has moved through terrorist financing network in Nigeria annually to fund Boko Haram, to fund ISWAP, and every other group like Fulani terrorist headsmen and all that. So let's use that estimate. And truly, to be honest, it's close to that every year. How much did they get already from extorting Biafrans in checkpoint? Now add to that. You see? Now, because the actual amount might even be higher than what I'm using here. Okay? Now, let's see what happened here. For every financier they catch, 10 others operate undetected. For every transaction they identify, 100 happens in the shadow. You understand? So I just want to go on now and explain. The very first one is kidnapping for ransom. This is where Nigeria gets money from to fund their terrorism. Kidnapping for ransom. And I call that the terror ATM machine. Minister Snow, wait, I'll send the mic. So when you see them panicking, they know what is coming to them. They know the platform that they've been using. So they use this kidnapping for ransom, which I call the terror ATM machine. Because this is the single most lucrative source of income for terrorists financing in Nigeria as of today as I'm speaking. Yes, because in 2024 alone, the estimate that kidnapping gang made primarily in North Central, in Biafra land, was like 15 to 20 billion ransom has been paid from desperate families and communities. Even governments are paying. And what I've gathered from what I was searching, they've intercepted communications, they arrested gang members according to them, and confession and financial tracking that approximately, this is what those that they arrested said, that approximately 40 to 50% of this money has been channeled directly or indirectly to terrorist group. And sometimes the kidnappers themselves, which we know very well, they are the terrorists, including the police, the Nigerian army, the Air Force, all of them are the terrorists. Because who is saying it? Gumi and Musa recruited them into their military. We are not the ones saying it. So now, the criminal gangs who pay protection money or taxes to this terrorist group control the territory. You see what is happening? Now, why does kidnapping work so extraordinary? Well, as a terrorism financing mechanism. And I got an answer. Why it is working effectively. Kidnapping business is a very lucrative business in Nigeria. Because those that are doing these things are those wearing uniform. Now, Nigerians are the ones paying. Yes, Nigerians are the ones paying. Religious People also pay. We saw when they kidnapped one bishop one time like that. They pay. Everyone knows that refusing means the captive will kill you. And the killing, we've seen it. Brutal killing, they cut you into pieces, chop your head, chop your hand, and then they sell your spare parts if you don't pay. Because once they get you, once they kidnap you, your family members will be forced to pull resources together. Communities will contribute, church members will contribute and raise the fund. Even government officials will quietly facilitate payment, despite official no response policy in Nigeria. They hide and bring this money. Another reason why kidnapping is a crucial mistake is that the payments are in cash. Because when family pay 50 million ransom, like the one that Davido paid, it was cash. 20 million ransom. They are typically instructed to bring physical currency. We've heard it, and we see the way they display the money inside the forest. So usually, listen, 1,000, 500, 200 note to some remote location. But from the moment that cash changes hand, tracking becomes nearly impossible. Once they get that money, you cannot track them anymore. Another reason why kidnapping is a lucrative business in Nigeria is because there is minimal law enforcement present in the kidnapping zone, because they themselves are the kidnappers. So you cannot find police. The police is standing in front of you. Police is the one that just kidnap you. Military man is the one that just kidnap you. Air Force, all of them, they are the ones that just kidnap you. So if you are looking around, turning around, right, left, center, thinking that police will come and rescue you, the answer is zero. They will never come because the person just kidnapped you. You see? Now, look at what is happening. What I found that, oh my God, listen, this is a documentation that within 72 hours of receiving 80 million ransom payment, this is what happens to that money. Once you pay this ransom, this is what happened. This was a live testimony. 25 million will be converted to cattle purchases across the 3 different markets in Kano. Okay? This testimony came from someone who was kidnapped. Said that 25 million was converted to cattle purchases across 3 different markets in Kano, Katsina, and Zamfara State. Now, here is how this can work. The kidnappers don't actually buy cattle at market prices. They don't. They inflate the prices dramatically. You approach a cooperative cattle trader and say you want to buy like 100 cows at 250,000 per head. So when the actual market price is 150,000, so you just pay 25 million naira, caskia. Now the trader gives you like 15 million naira worth of actual cattle and then keep the 10 million. What am I trying to say here? Where the money for terrorism funding is coming from? That is what I'm talking about here. So the trader now will just give you like 15 million worth of actual cattle and then keep 10 million as his commission for providing this money laundering service. And now you have livestock that provide a completely legitimate looking paper trail. Later, you sell the cattle at the market price and the money reappears clean. Now, 20 million was deposited according to this survivor that said that the terrorists were confessing in the bush. 20 million was deposited in 100 different bank accounts, with each account receiving exactly 200,000. Now look at what is happening. They know how to split this money. Why 100 separate accounts? Because they must not deposit any money above 5 million naira. If not, it will raise alarm because it is above the threshold. So they spread this money in chunks using 100 different accounts. And many of these account holders genuinely have no idea. They have no idea that part of a terrorism financing chain is using the account to run this business. So they just think that someone just needs help moving money through it. They don't know. And then what happens to 15 million? It goes through what they call Hawala network to Niger Republic. That is where the balance of the money is going. Hawala is a traditional Islamic informal value transfer system that operates entirely on trust between brokers. with zero official documentation. So you cannot trace this money. So they give 15 million to the Hawala broker in Kano. He calls his partner in broker in Difia, Niger Republic, and they now split the money. Who are they sending the money to? To the terrorists. There is no wire transfer, there is no bank record, there is no custom declaration, just a code word, bam, and everything is gone. No idea. Now, what happened to the remaining 12 million converted to Bitcoin? Through what? Peer-to-peer cryptocurrency platform. And Nigeria has one of the African most active cryptocurrency markets. That is what is happening. And then where is 8 million going? They kept it in cash for immediate operational needs. They buy food with that one, they throw the remaining ones in the bush, and they do video for us to see. So kidnapping isn't just a crime problem, it is an ATM machine that finances terrorism in Nigeria. And the Nigerian government response has been so inadequate because they are the ones financing this terrorism. They are the ones behind it. Another way that money is coming from to finance terrorism is illegal mining. Yes, in the northern part of Nigeria, they are conducting illegal mining. Where is the money going? From a confession, in 2023, an investigation was carried out. They discovered that a single illegal gold mining operation in a remote area of Zamfara state that was producing approximately, listen, 200 million naira worth of gold monthly. 200 million worth of gold monthly from illegal mining. And the operation was owned by a businessman in Kano with political connection. But through patient investigation, shell company analysis, and nominee arrangement tracking, they were able to trace the ultimate beneficial owners to a Boko Haram financial cell operating in the Chad Basin area. I don't know if you are still listening to me. You are still hearing me. I will soon round up. So they will extract this gold, they will process it, and they will sell it and make money. They will now use this money to fund terrorism. That is what is happening. And the list goes on and goes on and goes on and let me just use my mic here because I think a lot of people are on the mic. If time permits, I will come back because there are so many ways that they are funding this terrorism. But let me use it because there's another one that they use, diaspora remittance. Yes, they are remitting this money also. Because of time, let me yield it. Yeah, okay, David, we have that Minister Snow to post the name. Post the name, don't forget. Who is talking? David, should I give Minister Snow or David, are you still there? Oh, he has been kicked out. King David. Okay, Minister Snow, please, you have the mic. Welcome.
Yeah, greetings everyone. Greetings, good morning from here. And I want to stand on the existing protocol, please, so that we can chop it up and keep rolling. First of all, actually, I would like to appreciate our defense forces, the Biafran defense forces, because of them is the reason why we're still here. We always say this, but people don't understand. Without the Biafran defense forces protecting our land the best they can, our land would have been run over. It would have been the case of Taliban and the Afghanistan that we would be experiencing, where of course the rest of the world aligns themselves with the conquerors. And you become the conqueror. So I want to appreciate our Biafran defense forces. I want to appreciate the leaders of the Biafran people. Starting from Dim Odimegwu Ojukwu, our own Philip Effiong, of course, Rafael Wazurike, our leader Mazen Nandekano, Mazi Simon Eba, our PM, and our own APM, Mazio Gencher. These men have given in everything. You don't know what the sacrifice is until you get close to the fruit. You see how much this fruit and how much stress that is put on this foot. So I really sincerely want to appreciate them. I want to appreciate our able lobbyist, Elias Garasolis. The people don't understand. If you read all the international news that is coming up, that is speaking about why the United States government is talking about Biafra the way they are, you will realize it's the effort of Briggy, which is you and I, and our lobbyist. So I sincerely want to appreciate Mazi Elias. You know, I told someone who tried to tell me that Elias is from another place, and I told the person Elias is more of a king to me than those of them in the jungle who claim to be Nigerians. I don't care what name you bear, but as long as you claim to be a Nigerian, if you like, Zamobi, it doesn't concern me. Elias is more of a king to me because he has the interest of Biafrans at heart. That's what is more important to me at this point. I really want to appreciate them. Tutors, I'm not going to stay long. I will come back actually to join in the conversation, but I wanted to simply point out the fact that when people talk about financiers of terrorism, we should not rule out the fact that $9 billion is generated in the north from illegal mining that is used in funding terrorism in Nigeria. $9 billion. I want to say that again. $9 billion generated from illegal mining. Mining of all kinds of resources. And then you talk about the government financing them. Their own top people in the politics has already told us. Nasiru El-Rufai made it very clear that the government pays the terrorists. And he's not the only one who has said it. Even people in the military have made it very clear that these guys that are being sent to them in the barracks are being paid heavier than they are. So we all should know this by now. So anyone who is listening to us, anyone who is wondering how these terrorists are able to get money and do what they're doing, they partake in illegal mining. When you hear that they control 22 local governments, ask yourself what is in that local government. We've heard about the Sambisa forest, and we have heard here in the media how the United Nations, they drop off aid to them in Sambisa forest. They call it Sambisa forest, but it's not actually a forest. They're taking care of them, they're doing everything for them in there, in Sambisa. So when you talk about the people who are funding and protecting the terrorists that are terrorizing the so-called Nigerian people, the indigenous people who live in that territory, the United Nations is part of them. The United Nations, through their president then, what is his crazy name? The man that what is his name? God. One of these their last presidents. He went and shook hands with Nigerian military, encouraging them to recruit Boko Haram terrorists into their Nigerian military. These are terrorists who you claim are not from the territory. Because their Nigerian military made it very clear that these people doing this, even their Senate made it very clear that these people are not Nigerians. That they're coming from all this place, from the Sahel region and all of that. They flock into Nigeria. That the people killing you in Nigeria are not Nigerians. But they couldn't take a stand against them. So when we want to talk about the people who are financing the terrorists and the terrorism against the Nigerian people, it is not just the government. But you have to point out the United Nations that gives them a go-ahead to recruit terrorists into their military. Nigeria is the only country in the world that recruits terrorists after 2 months of capture into their military. And how do you see these recruits carrying out their actions? You remember a few months ago, the community vigilante in Zamfara, were running after these terrorists who came to kill their women and their children. What happened? The terrorists they were running after called for air support, and the Nigerian air, what are they called? Their air force came and bombed the civilians going after the terrorists and told you it was a mistake. Those are the recruited terrorists in their different defense forces. So when we talk about those who are financing terrorism in Nigeria, be you rest assured that the people you call your senators, the people you call your representatives, they're part of those doing it. My singular question is, if all these people who stand against you are financing terrorism against you, financing the people that will come down to our land to kill us in Biafra land, you as a Biafran, what are you doing to stop this evil, this mayhem that is about to befall our land? What are you doing? Today it is quiet. Tomorrow it might be your hometown. Who knows? Who knows who it's going to be next? In every community in the north where you have something local governments run over, being rest assured that that governor is part of the people. Or, why am I talking about the governor? When the vice president of Nigeria told you clearly he's going to take care of security in Nigeria, vice president of Nigeria, that is one of the founders of Boko Haram, told you he will take care of security. What you're going to experience in no time will be the Afghanistan kind of style. They're going to take over the government. They talked about the failed coup and all of that. I don't care about none of that. But they are going to take over the government. And when they do, believe you that is our homeland, you that is in Yoruba land, you become an enemy. You that is in Middle Belt, you become an enemy to these terrorists. Because they have one thing. They have one singular agenda, to take over Nigeria. And mind you, there is no form of peace in that takeover. It is in pieces. They will take it over, put it in the way that they operate, and continue running. And so many people, like China that is back, that is stealing everything that we've got back home, even to the point of stealing coal in Enugu. People don't know that China is in Enugu carrying coal, like trucks of coal, carrying red mud. People don't know these things. And they want to tell you that America cannot interfere in people's... Interfere in what? Whose business? It's our land. We are the ones, the Biafra Republic government in exile, through our APM, the only Kwekorita one of Biafra, the negotiator of Biafra. We are the ones asking them to please intervene and stop this killing. We're tired of losing our loved ones. In the north, they are there in ragtag. The reason why you don't see them is because in our land, they are in uniform. And their media can never talk about the people in uniform killing civilians. All the hundreds of thousands of recruited terrorists are sent into Biafra land. But people are going to tell you, oh, it's the Christians in the north. Are you dumb? All the armored trucks you see going into Biafra land, what are they there doing? Are they helping our mothers to cultivate their farm? Are they creating pathway in our forests? They are there to kill our people, and that's what they are doing, day in, day out. You talk about financiers of terrorism. The whole governors in the so-called Eastern Nigeria, Biafra land, the illegitimate governors are sponsors of terrorism. They recruit and form different security outfits that they use in killing our people. Are people not aware of this? They call them Ebubago, Ebubenkita, Agumechumba, the ones that are using pistol and mortar to break people's legs. Killing the men and women who are going to fight when this war finally starts. I am sorry for those who keep thinking that war is not going to happen. So when you talk about financiers of terrorism, it's not just in the northern market. It's not just in the Alhajis. It's not just about the imams that are making consistent donations to see that their fighters, as their leader, Sultan of Sokoto, said. It also includes the politicians, the Igbo politicians and the elites in our land. They are part of these financiers of terrorism against our people. In the north, they are financing them. In the east, they are financing them, sponsoring, doing everything. Is it not in our presence that this useless man called Alan Onyema, the owner of Airpeace, gave Nigerian terrorist army 2 billion to kill our people? Was it not here in our media that we talked about it? These are they do it publicly. They don't even care anymore. It is there in the media. From UKA made it very clear that instead of Biafra to come, he will be a saboteur. How much sabotage do you think he's doing? They are the people financing our killers. So you that is being killed, what are you doing to stand up against those who are killing you? You go to Tanzania today, people are all on the streets. The same thing happening in France. But you can't do nothing. For you who said that Mazen Namdekanu is your leader, your Messiah, are you not ashamed of yourself that your Messiah is locked up by mere human and you can't even fight? Are you not ashamed of yourself? The earlier we understand that we are on our own, and we should pray that the American government comes in to help, the better for each and every one of us. Damino, I'm going to be here. I'm a little bit busy, but I'm going to be coming in from time to time. I really am enjoying what is going on today. I can't wait. I can't wait for all our deals to start being accepted in the United States. I want to tell any international media personnel who is here, the recognition of Biafra will put an end to all these problems that we're seeing. What do I mean? When Biafra is recognized, already we have put a stop to this terrorist in our territory. Then we will be able to help those within our region, within the region, the Sahel region, to be able to combat these terrorists that are after the people. But without recognizing Biafra, it makes it difficult to be able to do what we have to do. In my language, they say the earlier the better, as you say in English. Thank you, everyone. Everyone. Thank you so much, Peter, for the good work. And every media personnel who is here, I really appreciate you for standing strong. So that if you don't mind, before the end of the space, could you please read one of the publications so that people will understand the government that is actually making this happen? Is Biafra Republic government in exile, just as said by France 24 and the rest of them? We need to let people understand this. I don't know. Thank you so much.
Okay, I see you. Which one? Is it the Alliance? I read that before in the onset of the space.
Sorry, my dear. I didn't know.
Yeah, I did that before. That was when we were talking about our brigade. I read it and I explained it. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Hello.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Biafrans. Thank you. Our original COS. Thank you so much for speaking to Biafrans this evening. Okay, what do we do now? We'll use 5 minutes. Hey, King David, you have the mic. Where is senior citizen? King David, you have the mic. My time is a little bit.
Biafran Media.
Welcome.
Great Biafran Media. Great Biafran Media. Thank you so much, our tutorial mistress.
Like my person, they will meet me. Another like my person, they will meet me. They make me angry. Another will meet me when I come space. Another like him.
Uncle the number, what is the problem? Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I will speak after you. Okay, it's already out. So thank you so much, tutors, for giving me this opportunity. I really appreciate our COS for that wonderful submission. I appreciate you. I appreciate our ministers in the house. Minister Betty, I see you. And all the ministers that are here, thank you for joining us. Yes, who are the beneficiaries of this terrorism, the kidnappings, and who are the financiers of all these terrorists? Who are the beneficiaries? Who benefit when you are kidnapped? Who are those facilitating the kidnapping of Biafrans as well as the kidnapping of Nigerians? I want us to understand that terrorism in Nigeria is a very, very lucrative business for them. The Nigerian government are the terrorists themselves. They are also the beneficiaries from the proceeds that comes out from this their terrorism. In Nigeria, I want us to understand that communities in Nigeria now contribute money to give to the terrorists, for the terrorists to allow them to do their businesses, allow them to go to the farm, allow them to do their, day-to-day activities. And why is this so? It is very, very important that we understand that in a sense society, the community that you are protecting, they should not be allowed to go through all these difficulties. How can you tell me that in a country where you say you have the military, you have the police, and even some years back, the Nigerian government mandated every of their citizens to come and register their telephone numbers, their gadgets with the national security, whatever. And the people trooped out en masse to register their devices. The reason the Nigerian government gave was that, they want to have data of everybody, including those who make calls, so that they can be able to checkmate the activities of the banditry, terrorism, kidnappings, and all the rest of it. But you find out that in so many communities, more especially in the north, those who are terrorizing them will come in the daytime. They even have meetings with them and even agree with those who are the owners, the indigenes of that community. They give them dates and days for them to go to their various farms. In other words, the Nigerian government are aware of this and they are actually doing nothing about it. That is to show you that the Nigerian government encourages the lucrativeness of that terrorism act that the bandits that are committing in various communities. I want us to understand again that terrorism is a means whereby power is also shared among the terrorists. In the rural communities, you see that power is being wielded through the barrels of the gun. The terrorists now fox the communities and subject them into all manner of treatment because they have the guns blazing. As a matter of fact, they can order you to kill your own fellow man. They can order you to do any kind of dirty job because they have the guns. And if you don't adhere or you don't respect their order, then they are going to take your life. This is the reason why you see in various communities, just like that a bandit leader, you can see how bandit leader, whether they called, I have forgotten the name that they called it, he hold hostage a good number of youths, both women and children. He held them hostage and was even videoing them and was telling the communities that he is in charge of their community, that whatever he says goes, and there is nobody there to come out and challenge him. Why was all these things possible? Because he is getting the backing of the Nigerian government. More importantly, those who are in political offices, because they are the one who contracted them in order to be able to raise money as well, so that they can continue their conquest agenda and displacement of various communities. The Nigerian government, the security agencies, they are aware of this, and nothing has been done in order to make sure that the indigenous people are saved from the menace of all these terrorists who are terrorizing these communities. Furthermore, the terrorists, they are both in our cities, they are both in our bushes. The military, when you are going to Biafra land, you will encounter all manner of checkpoints all over Biafran territories. And every checkpoint that they encounter you, or you encounter them, you have to drop some money. You have to pay your way out. Otherwise, they are going to detain you, they are going to harass you, they are going to intimidate you, and if you don't comply with their directive, you can eventually end up losing your life. Is this not terrorism? Why the military and the police are terrorizing the people on the roads, extorting money, harassing our women, our young boys, and as well as the elderly? Then the ragtag terrorists, they will take their victims into the bushes. Even when you don't even get up to 1 kilometer on the road, you will see all these people who are kidnapping people. They will take them into the bushes and make their demands. And while all these things last, the Nigerian security agencies all are looking around all these kidnapping areas, and there is nothing that is done about it. This is a proof that terrorism is a very big business in Nigeria, and the beneficiaries are those who are in high places, the politicians, the leaders of such communities, the governors, the representatives, the PGs, the Igwes of such communities, because we now understand that whatever proceeds that comes out from their heinous activities, they share it among themselves. And that is the reason why you cannot see them coming out to condemn these atrocities that is being committed by all these security agencies that are manning different checkpoints all over our communities and even our urban areas. It is very, very important that we understand that it is the Nigerian government, the politicians that are financing these terrorist activities. Because a former president made this statement that if insecurity lasts for over 24 hours, that the politicians, the leaders that are in power are complicit in such criminal activity. The issues of insecurity, terrorism, kidnappings in Nigeria have lasted for over 15 years. Then you ask yourself, why has it continued to this moment? And what has the government of Nigeria done to actually put a stop to it? The answers are not far-fetched because the Nigerian government are using terrorism and terrorists to conquer indigenous people. They are using terrorism to harass people who do not buy or who do not believe in their own ideology. And that is why we, the Biafran people, decided that we are no longer comfortable with anything Nigeria. We are not comfortable with one Nigeria because we are not terrorists. We don't condone terrorism. We believe in live and let live. But because the Nigerian government is porous, the Nigerian government reintegrates terrorists, the Nigerian government encourage terrorism, they encourage kidnappings, they encourage harassment and intimidation of the masses. That is the reason why terrorism and all manner of heinous activities can never abate in Nigeria. And this is a wake-up call for everybody, whether you are Biafran, you are Oduduwa or Arewa, it doesn't matter who you are. As long as you believe in that doctrine of live and let live, we must rise up to condemn the Nigerian government terrorist activities against the indigenous people, because they are the ones who are in charge and responsible for all these evils that is happening in that contraption called Nigeria. And I want to end by saying this. You see, a lot of people, since the president of the free world made that statement about Nigeria and the threatening of Nigeria that is going to send the military to come and liberate the Christians out of these terrorists that are killing them. You can see that the likes of Gumi, the financiers of this terrorism, are coming out. The reason why they are coming out is because their interest is being threatened. The reason why they are coming out is because they have seen that the good work of BRUGIE is paying off in Washington, D.C., and they don't want to lose their investment. They don't want to lose what is giving them the morale to continue to hold the people of Nigeria hostage, as well as the Biafran people. That is why they are speaking. But when the people are being threatened, when people are being killed, these people do not make any statement. They do not condemn the atrocities of the bandits or the Boko Haram or the Fulani herdsmen of whatever name they are called. They don't condemn it. But now that the leader of the free world are speaking against their terrorism, they are now coming out to tell you that, oh, there is nothing like genocide, there is nothing like terrorism, financiers, and all the rest of it in order to save their face. So, wonderful people and lovers of freedom. The issue of terrorism is something that it is financed by the Nigerian government. We'll all understand that Boko Haram was established or is being funded, or Shetima is a co-founder of Boko Haram. We understand that. We all understand that Tinubu is a drug lord. So, evil, birds of the same feathers, they always flock together. So how can you now come and fight Shetima when Tinubu has his own problems with drug? So those two of them are now conniving in order to make sure that the policies and the plans of the Islamic world, more importantly, that of the conqueror of the Hausa tribe, Usman Danfodio, they want to make sure that the policies of the Usman Danfodio is now promoted to the latter. And that is why they have been able to keep mute and keep quiet and continue to support the activities of these terrorists who are now ravaging all over Nigeria. So
King David, please, you have like 2 minutes more. King David, can you hear me?
And call a spade, and make sure that the Nigerian government is held into account, because the lives that have been lost within only from 2009 up to date, the lives are very much uncountable. Forget about the numbers that we are seeing on social media. These are the numbers that are made available to you. What about there are communities that are not accessible by road? There are villages that that don't have internet. These are the areas that the terrorists are killing people like no man's business. So, Biafrans, this is the time for each and every one of us to rise up and support what Biafran Republic government Neza is doing in order to make sure that all these people who are financiers of terrorism in our communities, in our state, are held into account. And Tinubu and Shetima are on the top list, including Wike and all the rest of them who committed atrocities while our people were asking for self-determination. All the governors that join hands in proscribing IPOB, they are all complicit in this crime and must pay dearly for the atrocity that they have committed against the indigenous people. By extension, all the politicians in Nigeria are complicit in these terrorist activities, including the financing of their terrorist activities. So therefore, they must be held accountable by the leader of the free world and make sure that all these people are prosecuted because they have committed crimes against humanity and must go in for it. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I will yield my mic from here.
Thank you, King David. That was a very good submission. We really appreciate you for always coming up to, lecture us, tell us what you think and how you feel. Thank you so very much. Madam Betty, the mic is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Madam Betty, are you hearing me? You'll be the last speaker.
Okay.
So that I can put my head down. Thank you, King David. Okay. Go ahead, Mama Betty.
Okay. Please, am I allowed to play something from my end? It is about 1 minute, 2 seconds.
Please go ahead, ma.
Okay. So anyway, before I continue, I have to give you kudos. My sister tutors, you are fantastic. I always like to work with those who know more than me or better than me. But like you said earlier, we are all here to learn from each other. Biafrans, we should all be very happy and proud of ourselves. the way we make research, especially tutors, bring out all those things that we need to talk about, because we know that not only Biafrans that are here on the space, we have some friends, some enemies, which I welcome each and every one of them. We are not doing anything secret. All we want is our freedom, our liberation, and I thank God for that. So, my people, I remain on the existing protocol. Thank you so much, tutors. You are a force to work with. Every Biafran should endeavor to be outspoken. So let me play, relating to what you introduced, these terrorist financiers. There's a lady, you will hear her voice now. Her name is Ajia Najatu. Um, Let me play.
Someone that is virtually senile and another person that has been associated on several occasions with funding terrorism. That is Kasim Shatima. Kashim Shatima, we should not forget Kabiru Sokoto. Kabiru Sokoto was one of the most wanted terrorists, and he was found and arrested in his house. Let us understand and let us not forget this terrorism, this banditry, this carnage is not just happening by mistake. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. A multi-billion dollar industry because it takes a lot of money on defense budget. It has a lot to do with the sale of drugs. It has a lot to do with mining and illegal bunkering and illegal and illicit mining. And look at the areas that are generally affected by this. Take the Northeast, for instance. In the Northeast, you have the blue diamond. That is a strategic mineral. You have oil at the Chad Basin that is being explored right now, but illegally. You have Zamfara. If you go to Zamfara, Zamfara has more gold than Ghana. Zamfara's gold is being traded in Dubai and other parts of the country. There is a market called Nigerian gold in Dubai. Go and check. So who is doing this mining? Most times they are the governors, the people in power.
Yes. So, my people, I have this video on my platform, and based on what our sister discovered in her research, we all should realize that these people are sponsoring terrorism to come and fight us. And what do? We have to fight back with our ejema. I was also looking up all the terrorism act, and I can tell you people clearly and sincerely that if not for what Breji, especially our APM, was doing, all of us abroad who call for fundraising and all that, we could all be termed terrorists. And it was very delicate what the Southeast governors did to us. But our Breji was registered, and that registration legalized what we are doing all over the world. So we are not terrorists. We are registered. At least now America is working with us, showing the world that we are not terrorist group. So any money we try to raise will be to defend our land, because we are those Christians that they are killing. And we are those Christians that have been crying out to America and many other countries to come to our help. And now that America has spoken in a very loud voice, Nigeria is getting it. You all heard the lady, Ajia Najatu, saying that Kashim Shetima and the rest of them are the ones sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. Now again, my people, you know how you can sponsor your enemy to terrorize you? By paying them all those tax. that you pay when you are in your market and business places. And when we say sit at home, is as if we are forcing you to do something that is out of the ordinary. Now, 6th, 7th, and 8th will be a sit at home in Biafra land this very month. You don't have to go out there, keep paying your tax to your enemy. Allen Onyema paid his own 2 billion tax to his enemies, and they're coming to kill his people. They will never stop coming because Allen Onyema gave them money. No. They will say that he's a stupid man, and I think he is. Now, another way you sponsor terrorism for your enemy is by building all those houses that they are bulldozing in Yoruba land in the north. All those businesses that they are burning, all the money you have wasted. Why don't you support your own nation? Why don't you come and donate that money? We have a lot of businessmen, very wealthy people that are paying tax to their enemies without knowing it. But now we are creating all this awareness just for our own good and nobody else. If we don't do it, nobody will do it for us. You remember sometimes in year 2023 that a pontiff, a Methodist um, prelate, yes, paid 100 million. If you go to exchange rate and convert that 100 million naira, you will know how much it is in our ejema. So Biafrans, we really don't need anyone to keep whipping us about supporting our freedom. That is what we need now. We need it and nothing more than donating for our freedom and our liberty. I thank you all for coming, and I thank the host and the co-host for giving us this opportunity to come and continue to speak to the world. I know that Zoom media, they don't talk. You can never see them talk about the release of Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or Mazi Simon Ekpa. Rather, they will jubilate because those two men are not from their tribe. But now they are talking. And I thank God that we keep creating, topics for them to talk about. When they say that America cannot tell them what to do, but they have power and right to go abroad and recruit terrorists and bring them, and that will be okay. It was still the same people that created Obama, or the same military that Obama threatened to use when Jonathan was there. Nigerian media could not talk at that time, but now they are talking, and I am glad that they know that Breji are the ones doing all this. I thank my APM. I thank Mazi Soni Akparawa. I thank also our COS, the original COS, and Elias, who is making it happen, who is now making the world talk about Nigeria. So God Almighty will continue to be with us. They say that heaven help those who help themselves. And that is exactly what we are doing now. And I believe that God will help us. Long live Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, long live Mazi Simon Ekpa, and long live our APM Mazi Ogekere. Thank you, Biafrans. All hail Biafra.
Thank you so much, Mama Minister Betty. Thank you for your submission. It's always good and pleasurable to listen to your voice. Thank you so much. You are full of wisdom. Thank you. I've learned a lot from you. God bless you. Yeah, Biafrans, I don't know. Senior citizen, I'm sorry, I need to close now. Maybe you continue with this topic, please, if you can. Yeah. thank you for tuning in. Senior citizen, please can you continue with this topic? Open another space if you can, or any other person. Mary, ya nere moko kuyesi. I want to thank each and every one of you that tuned into this space today. I've really learned a lot from you. Thank you, my two co-hosts, Onyenyere, one of Biafra land, and Nsi Uyaya Parawa. Thank you, Minister Snow. Your submission was very informative. Mama Betty, thank you. King David, everybody that spoke today, thank you so much. Oya Iban, there's all because many are mama or memo. Mama or memo, my ayire mama. Yeah, meeting Banke Mama Betty's program, Masom Yondi. So thank you so much, dear fans, all the main, everyone in the listening section. I really appreciate your presence because without you, we'll be talking to the air. Rachel Furi, thank you so much for your submission. You spoke well today. Yeah, so we'll call it a day. I have a lot to talk about in this topic. Maybe we'll continue some other day. Yeah, a lot. There are so many ways, and we are indirectly, or our people are indirectly financing this terrorism. And every day, a new cry is emerging, and every day we have new supporters, like a Spencer, that Spencer that interviewed Ngozi. He has now spoken of supporting Donald Trump, and he's even saying that Nigeria can never tell the world the truth. You see, so people are coming up every day to speak against the genocide going on in Nigeria. But because of time constraint, please bear with me. I just need to end this space now so that I can have some rest. Thank you so much. God bless you. Good night from here.
Thank you.